Hey, I'm Dukes on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it.
Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with co-host XJCloud and Legacy Death and Taxes. Hey John, what's happening?
Not much. Glad to be here. Happy to come on the stream again. It's been quite a bit, I think. I forget the last time I was on here.
Yeah, it would have been 2021 because I was at another place. And I believe we 5-0'd, which is pretty cool. So we have a pretty good track record on the stream.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is going to be the probably like stock-ish mono white Yorion version. We've obviously seen the red splash running around. But do you have any thoughts on this build or some of the cards we can see here, like Charming Prince or Sanctum Prelate?
Yeah. So, other Twitch user Akaleth, he's been recently streaming the deck, and him and I chat a lot about D&T and are kind of on similar pages, I think. This list is very close to his. Specifically, notably like Sagaless mono white is something that he's been really into. I've been kind of off and on. I played Sagaless into Saga, played the Red Splash, always kind of like tinkering with the deck. But I think this build is like pretty stock. A couple of things that like lately I'm not super happy with, but are still like reasonable. I think he cut the Sanctum Prelate for a fourth Skyclave. And I think that may be like the only difference between these lists right now. I think Sanctum Prelate's like still fine. It's an okay card, but it never really feels like it pulls its weight in a lot of matchups, and it does get cut a lot. So I've tended to just cut it for like more impactful cards across some of the other more fair matchups. Like Skyclave helps out a lot versus Delver, and even versus a lot of like the control decks lately with all their permanents that they usually have in play.
Yeah, with Prelate, do you find that's because of the range of CMC spells that a lot of decks now have?
Yeah, a couple of things, I guess. Prismatic Ending is probably number one. It used to be that control decks sometimes just got really hard locked by Prelate in terms of being able to answer your board reasonably, but Prismatic Ending just lets them always kill it. You can't even like put it on 3 to protect Prelate because they can always overpay and then cast a Prismatic Ending into it, or just like plow it if you put it on 3, obviously. Versus Delver, it used to be okay, but now that they're just on like tribal flyers, it's much worse. It used to be that you could like reasonably lock out a Delver player if you're at a decent board parity, because so much of Delver is just made of 1-drops. But now that they have an entire threat base of flyers, you can be spending your mana locking yourself out of Plow and then get like Murktide Regented and just die to an 8/8 in pretty short order.
Yeah, that's very true. It's a little bit like Gaddock Teeg in Maverick. Used to be a pretty good card to shut off a lot of decks, but now there's so many ways to get around it. And like really any card these days, especially in the sort of blue-white X control mirrors, it's like, oh, they have Dress Down. Like no creature matters.
Dress Down's another one.
Yeah, Dress Downs are pretty huge. But yeah, I really like it because obviously you're playing 80 cards, but this list especially, and with that change that you said about the fourth Skyclave, it's pretty much just a lot of play sets and then a small package for Recruiter and a small package for Stoneforge, which is really nice for consistency, and then just aesthetics as well. It just looks really nice and clean, which is awesome.
Yeah. People always talk about like, oh, you draw your good cards less or whatever, your deck's more inconsistent, but just like I've been talking about it for 2 years at this point. Just the way that the Yorion D&T deck is designed is just, it minimizes the inconsistency so much because you just get to play like fill out play sets of like all these other cards that have very redundant functions and stuff.
Yeah, if you were going to a big tournament, say tomorrow, is there any reason why you would take white or the red splash over one another?
So the red splash I have been kind of toting around lately. As a response to like 8 cast and stuff. I find the 8 cast matchup a little bit rough with this deck. In addition, just like Red Elemental Blast is just really good card. Obviously, we see so many decks splashing for it. We see Green White Depths playing red almost exclusively for Blast until Minsk and Boo came out at least. So Rebs are basically just like the best card you can be putting in a lot of sideboards lately, anyway. And then also Magus the Moon, which is really helpful against a lot of like lands and Urza Saga based strategies. I think I would probably play a mono white Saga list right now. It's really weird because at certain points I was really into a Saga list at first, and then I got into Saga, and then kind of bouncing back and forth. So it's kind of tough to pin down when I would like what build. But I think right now Legacy has really converged onto like a lot of Saga hate inside boards, and I think at the very start of Modern Horizons 2 Legacy that happened. We saw like an Affinity deck win the Saturday Challenge like right after MH2 came
That's
out.
right.
And instantly everyone had like a bunch of meltdowns and stuff. So there was just like this huge arms race centered around Urza Saga. So I didn't like Urza Saga in D&T then. And then everything kind of toned down a little bit. So Urza Saga got a little bit better. People stopped playing as much hate. And then I think now we're at a point where everyone has just more or less decided Urza Saga is a really good card. It's a part of the metagame. We're always going to try to respect it. And I think because of that, Urza Saga becomes a weaker card in this deck.
Yeah, that's a great point. I totally forgot about that. And it's actually pretty interesting to look as an outsider how quickly the online metagame can answer itself.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously find cards like Meltdown. Or I saw Jason playing Hammer Mage, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Hammer Mage was a sick ad for the Red Splash.
Yes.
I think a couple of weeks ago, just one more thing about the deck list, I guess. A couple of weeks ago, I think I made a thread about, I think Ghost Quarter is slightly better than Field of Ruin in Death and Taxes right now, but I don't think there are enough Death and Taxes players really iterating on the deck lists enough to know for certain. Field of Ruin initially got added way back at like the start of the MH2 lists because I wanted more cards that killed Urza Saga in the deck. One of the inconsistencies that came with 80 cards is that you can only play 4 Wasteland still, so you add a couple of extra hits. But I think right now a lot of the Saga decks can play Saga really early, and it's sometimes hard to activate your Field of Ruin on turn 3 to hit a Saga, so Ghost Quarter becomes a little bit better. But I think that's kind of minor overall. I think Field of Ruin's still like kind of a fine flex land to play.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, that's actually a great point. It's interesting as like a depths player as well, playing Ghost Quarter in a Pith Needle version, because of course you typically name Wastelands, so you still want to have a way to get rid of things like Caracas or maybe like an opposing Thespian Stage or Dark Depths or Maze of Ith. And it's always interesting because every single time I put it on YouTube, there's always a comment of, "Oh, why are you playing Ghost Quarter? Like Wasteland exists." Right?
Sure.
It is pretty sweet, especially in a deck with so many planes. Any comments on the sideboard? Obviously, it's pretty combo heavy. The deck has a pretty good sort of fair mid-range matchup. So, yeah, a lot of graveyard hate, a lot of sort of combo hate.
Yeah, I'm kind of a Fairy Macabre hater at heart a little bit, but I think the first copy is like fairly defensible. Sometimes people put like 2 copies in the deck over Surgicals, and I don't really understand why that happens. I think Surgical is better almost all the time. But very occasionally, like versus Reanimator, you can get Thought Seized, and they take your real Graveyard Hate card, and then you get a 3 mana. You can cast a Recruiter, but you need interaction that turn. And you can grab your Fairy Macabre then. So it definitely comes up.
Yeah, nice. Last question. The other week I played some Legacy Hammer with Gabe, Spider Space. Do you have any interest in Legacy Hammer?
I did play a little bit of Modern Hammer when I was practicing for like an NRG. That was Modern on one day, Legacy on the other. Modern Hammer was pretty sick, so I probably would enjoy the Legacy Hammer deck a bit. But just been messing around with other stuff right now. I got second place in the RCQ last week with Mono Red with Moon Stompy, so kind of not casting white spells right now. But then it also means that I qualified for a Pioneer event in 2 months, so probably just going to be like mostly ignoring Legacy in favor of trying to like play Pioneer right now. We'll see where it goes. But Hammer seems like a sick deck, and the meta right now has started to feel a little bit stagnant for me, which is why I kind of fell off D&T. I get bored when I don't get to tinker with decks, so Hammer seems like a pretty cool idea in Legacy now.
Yeah, It's pretty sweet. I played a version with Mother of Runes and then kind of realized that deck didn't even really need it. You had a lot of card draw as well, so if you did lose a threat, you were pretty easy. It was pretty easy to find a second one. But yeah, it's also just a deck that can kind of win out of nowhere, which is pretty nice, especially in mono white. You don't really expect it. But yeah, it's been cool to see the rise in mono red prison, and obviously congrats on your win. But let's get into a league and see how this goes. I actually haven't played D&T in a little while, so hopefully the rust isn't too bad.
I haven't either.
Nice. Cool. Legacy League play points. We're going to gameplay. Hey Eli, welcome. So for those of you, including myself, who don't know what Owl House is, what is Owl House? I believe it's a TV series, correct?
Yes, it's an animated TV series on It's on Disney Plus right now. I think season 3 is supposed to come out soon, but they haven't announced a date for it yet. But it's the final season coming out. But if anyone's watched like Gravity Falls or similar cartoons of that vein, it's worked on by a lot of the same people, and it's great. Everyone should watch Owl House.
Is it a comedy? Is that a question to say?
It's like it's like story based more so than a lot of like normal cartoons, but it is comedic, children cartoon in essence. Oh, we're against Strass Daddy round 1.
Yeah, he's picked up on the side. He's like, dog, it's too early for you. What are you doing here? So this is most likely going to be like a 3 or 4 color.
Yeah, punishing Maverick of some kind.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I know he's been playing around with a lot of the red splash for a long time now. Fable to the Mirror Breaker is pretty cool.
I am a big fan of casting Fable. I'm less of a big fan of this hand.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of basics against this hand, but probably not.
Yeah.
5.
I like turn 1 Aether Vial. I don't like turn 1 Aether Vial that much.
Okay.
That is definitely more reasonable.
Yeah. For me, it's probably between the 3rd land and the Jide. The 3rd land is quite nice, just to make sure in this matchup we hit our.
I mean, if we know the matchup, then I think it's decently easy to just bottom the Spirit of the Labyrinth. Like,
okay, yeah.
Suppose we do probably need a pitch card for the Solitude in the first couple of turns, so that's reasonable lineup. On the draw with this hand, you could probably easily bottom the 3rd land. And then every time I do that, I'll never draw a 3rd land for the rest of the game, but that's just how it goes. So yeah, I think bottom Plains is here. GTA is really good in the matchup, but I think we'll probably just need this Spirit to pitch to Solitude.
Cool. Nice. Mark also on 6 here. The Noto one plays pretty huge. Oof.
Yes. Hey.
Hey. The D&T gods alive and well. Yeah. Thank you, John.
I'm here to put Aether Vial on the top of our deck when we're on the draw. It's just too free.
Grove. Yeah, like I guess the turn 1 prelate. Well, the game 1 prelate in this matchup is kind of nice because of the punishing fires, but
yeah, probably definitely has some matchups like this or like lands or whatever where you do want to not get under the thumb of punishing fire. Nice. So we have a 2 to Vial in, depending on which one we feel like is more important. If they, like they play a Sylvan Library or whatever, maybe we want to Spirit, but
yeah.
Probably easy to just play Jite here. It's a good chance that the following turn we will just end up solituding the Oof and filing in something on end step. If the shields are down, we can maybe get Jite counters online.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, our 2 drops aren't really interesting on this board, so I don't even know if Commando has hits in this deck. I guess maybe if they have Library. Yeah, like that one.
Yeah. Too good. Yeah, I love Solitude in this deck. It just gives you so many more lines, especially with like Solitude, Evoke on the stack, like Flicker Whisper, keep it alive.
Yeah. Wonder if we could line that up. Probably not. Maybe. I guess they would need more creatures anyway.
Nice.
Not sure what I want to do here. I think we just need to blow up the Sylvan. I don't think leaning on the Spirit is good enough, because if they just like have a plow or something, we don't want them to draw a bunch of cards.
Yeah. So my thought was, if we play the Spirit out, we have a mana left open, which means if they untap and try to remove the Spirit in response, we could Solitude the Oof and then Cathar the Library, but then we have nothing.
Yeah, then we're at literal nothing. I think we're fine just Sorcery Speed, Cathar, kill the Library. They have 3 cards left.
Yeah.
If they tap low, probably if they tap out, then we can maybe Solitude the Oof, pitch the Wisp, File in Spirit. But if they don't, then we can... Like, if they just play another creature, there's a chance we can just pass, untap, Solitude, pitching Spirit, and then kill the Oof, and then File in Flicker Wisp.
Yeah, and then potentially get another creature with the Solitude.
Yeah, if they just untap and like play a Knight or something, then we can just untap and get them.
Nice. And then also have 2 creatures for the Jade, which is pretty nice. One with evasion.
Yeah, really hoping they just cast, Knight of the Reliquary or something here.
Yeah, big fan of Mark. He's been pioneering Maverick for a long time now and never really gave up on the deck. A lot of players, like even myself, have moved to like a lot of Naya depths given the competitiveness of the deck. But yeah, Mark still like gets those trophies with Mav, which is very cool to see. Come on, Green Suns.
It's like Knight. This could get a little spooky if they do have Plow left over, but we still get to clear the Oof and then force the Plow on an Invoked Solitude. If that's what's happening here.
He's having a good think. Wasteland would be a pretty sweet draw if we could like waste the Savannah and then go to second main.
Yeah. Imagine this deck probably has a basic forest and a basic plains. So.
Yes, I think that Mark's only running basic forest.
Oh, if he is, we could potentially do that. If he's only on basic forest and not basic plains, you could Field of Ruin the Savannah and then go to second main.
Oh.
Tick up. Or we just draw something good. That'd be nice. It's not very good.
Yeah, I don't mind that line.
It's not bad. The only other thing we would do with our mana this turn is pick up Yorion, but we're not in like a huge hurry.
Yeah. Like honestly, we're only 1 land away from being able to Solitude. But getting the Knight off the board would be nice.
Yeah, I think I'd go for the... I mean, I don't know his deck list well enough, but I would assume that this deck has a basic forest and a basic plains.
I feel like the last time I saw him play, it was just a basic forest, which would be really nice here. Especially if they float white.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What are they finding? Yeah!
Yes! Right. Now we go to second.
Nice.
Alright, so now just stack these Solitude triggers properly so you don't...
Yeah, this is the tough part.
Yes.
Because I never really know how to do it on MTGO, so we have...
you click on the Evoke first.
Okay.
And it will go on the stack first, yeah.
Cool.
And then click on the Plow, and then target the Collector Oof.
Nice. And then the Oof will get...
That gets exiled.
Nice.
And then, then we vial in the Wisp.
Is this...
Yeah, now we're super ahead.
Is this Legacy? Is this... It doesn't get much better than that. Getting the extra little bit of value off the Solitude is fantastic.
Oh yeah, we could have played our lane and equipped the GT, huh?
Whoops. Yeah, apologies. That's on me. I was too caught up.
I was too excited when he didn't get the planes. I was too ready to get him.
Yeah.
Could still be in dire straits if there's a Punching Fire in our future.
Yeah, definitely. This could just be a
Sun for 2, it looks like.
Yeah, potentially Outland Liberator.
Yeah, if he has some sort of naturalized creature to deal with this GTA. Yep. Yeah, now we do kind of like lose a little bit of mana because we gotta
Are we just
I'm
taking
taking
this up to
it for
5?
sure. Oh yeah, for sure. We don't have anything going on. You'll immediately drop a 3-drop, but that's a good not 3-drop draw. So I think we have to force the action here, especially because we're not casting a spell this turn, so that otherwise the Outland Liberator would flip. So you just kind of have to equip an attack.
Yeah, that's very true. I was going to say putting Ura into hand and attacking doesn't really do a whole lot, and they most likely just 2-for-1 us.
A little bit scary if he does actually have a plow. Then technically he doesn't have to sack the Outland Liberator. But I think that's fine. I think you just equip attack with both. Or maybe it's not fine, but there's nothing we can really do about it.
Yeah.
There's a chance that there is no plow and he just has the mana to sack, kill the GT here. Block, sack, kill GT. So yeah, it's fine. Maybe we didn't want to attack with the Solitude. Now we lose it for the Yorion. But I was a little bit.
Yeah, that's very true.
No, never mind. We don't lose this. No, we don't lose the Solitude. He has to sack to. Never mind. I'm done.
Yeah, it's morning.
I thought our Solitude was dying for some reason. But yes, this is fine. We can cycle Timeless Dragon if we want, but likely we just can make a 5/5.
Birds is fine.
I'm just gonna make a 5/5, especially with this Caracas. We don't have like a big flyer if they do find a P-Fire, so I'm just down for a gigantic creature to violin.
Yeah, cool. Do you actually just want to hold the Timeless Dragon here?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in for this. We might just pick up your and violet it instead, but
nice.
All right, we're hitting them. We're picking up Yorion. Don't really have to do anything else. We don't really have any high value flickers here. Like we could, flicker, flick, wisp, plus Solitude and kill Birds of Paradise, but I don't really care about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I'm just down to attack and continue on. If something happens, if they play like a big creature, we can file on Yorion. If they don't, we just file on Timeless.
I think my keyboard just stopped working. Because if I press 1, it won't let me skip phase.
Panic.
Nope. Maybe it's an MTGO thing, because I can hit here.
MTGO just decided to not let you skip phases.
Guess we're doing this.
The old-fashioned way.
There we go. Okay, we're back.
Alright, cool.
And it's probably just tap down the Caracas in upkeep.
Yeah, if there's a chance we want to put in Yorion and we want to hit him for 4.
Hey, Earthbreaker. Currently in game 1 of match 1. Continuum, I like the thought. Unfortunately, it's not. Saga's gonna be fine.
Yep. You can definitely beat a Saga, especially with this port. So yeah, let's just put in our 5/5 instead and hold on to Yorion.
Nice. Yeah, Dragon's sweet. You thought 5-mana 5/5 flyers would be pretty good. I actually, I got a trophy with a double Baneslayer Green White Maverick deck a few months back, and we played against the Delver Mirror, and it was pretty hilarious because I just couldn't really do anything, especially with First Strike.
Yeah.
And Pro Dragon is just chef's kiss.
I'm giving them the beat down for sure. I think about maybe using a removal spell before we untap with Yorion, maybe.
Yeah, that's very true. I think this all goes back to the Sylvan Library as well. The Sylvan Library is really Mark's way to maybe draw into removal, or just have a bit more to do with their mana.
Yeah, D&T's clock is so slow. Library can easily draw 3 or 4 cards in a game.
Yeah, and then just not to have the interaction for the Wisp and Solitude was pretty nice. Mm-hmm. So this we can just always know. Okay.
Yeah, good enough on board. Just hit him real hard.
And then upkeep, I assume we just port down the Saga to stop them from getting an extra token.
Probably does not matter at this stage because they're taking lethal in the air the following turn. But yeah, it might even be more correct to port the Caracas instead of the Saga, just because Yorion adds additional damage. But you just port the Saga.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I guess they can block here. They can
I mean,
create
we
a
could even
saga.
we could just Violent
1/1.
Yorion on their main 2 and just Solitude this Birds of Paradise. So we're just gonna have a billion lethal attackers, but I just board the Saga. It's fine. If they're gonna Caracas this Yorion when we have Flicker Wisp plus Solitude in play, they're just so dead.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. That's very true.
Yeah, they're just flooding out. So yeah, we can Violent on their second main, so we get our guys back. Oh,
They're floating white. This doesn't target, doesn't it? It's any number. Yeah.
yeah. So if they plow the Solitude here and Caracas the Yorion, they're still dead. Yeah, because now we just Flicker Wisp the Birds of Paradise, and then attack them for 8.
But this is second main, so the bird will actually come back in the end step.
Well, no, this is second main, but our Wisp will come back in on the end step, and then Flicker that bird out.
There we go. Yeah.
That's why we're doing it on second main. All right, cool.
So it's probably just the 4th Thalia that I'm looking at.
Easy
like
cut.
Easy cut?
Yeah, we can easily cut the Thalias. It's a little bit different playing against this version of Maverick, right? Because Punishing Fire kind of makes things a little bit different regarding like potential graveyard hate options.
Yeah.
I usually like Containment Priest in general against these Green Sun Zenith decks.
Say that again, sorry?
I usually like Containment Priest against these Green Sun Zenith decks.
Yeah.
Also, like sometimes weaponizes Flicker Wisp as a removal spell, but specifically against P-Fire, maybe we want like I don't know. Surgical Extraction is probably worse than Rest in Peace. So maybe Rest in Peace over the 4th Thalia, and then maybe the 2nd Rest in Peace over something in our deck.
Yeah, nice. I think Mark also plays around with Savine's Reclamation, so that's pretty nice to hit with Rest in Peace as well, which is kind of for these kind of grindy matchups.
Like, turns makes knights smaller and stuff as well.
We
could potentially bring in like we could potentially bring in the 2nd priest over a 4th spirit. Seems reasonable. I don't think you want to go like overboard on hate just for P-Fire. There are a bunch of ways to beat P-Fire in this deck now, especially with like Lion Sash and Prelate in addition to all the other stuff going on. So
What are your thoughts on Graph Cage?
Carpenter's Cage, I don't think I'd bring it in for this version. Maybe I'd bring it in for other versions. I usually bring it in for Depths, but that's because Sylvan Safekeeper is more threatening.
Yeah.
You want a lot of ways to turn that off. I think for like normal Maverick, especially with P-Fire, I'd rather have other cards than Cage.
Okay. Nice.
Bring in the 2nd rip, I think. I think we have 79 cards right now.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, keeping Knights down can be really nice, because Knights can definitely finish off the game pretty quickly.
Sometimes they get very out of hand.
Nice. I would say that this is a reasonable keep.
Yeah, knowing the matchup, I don't hate this hand. You know, oftentimes you want to be able to play to the board quickly, but I don't think oftentimes they'll put pressure. I'm a little scared of being removal light on the draw if they have like an Accelerant into a scary 3-drop. And this could get a little bad. Yeah, like this. If they have like Knight on turn 2 or something, it might... oh, well, never mind. You always just draw the cards you need, and then you don't have any problems. It does suck that we have like 2 pretty premium pitch targets.
Yeah,
probably
that's very true.
Need to exile the Flicker Wisp if they cast like turn 2 Knight.
Okay.
Sure. It means they're not casting a creature yet, at least. Or a relevant creature, I guess.
Do you think there's anything else they would name, if even with the Vial in play, or do you think Vial is just always what they're going to name?
With Vial in play, they're like 100% to name Vial there. Without Vial in play, maybe they name something else, but even then.
Yeah. I think the only time you might see something like Vial in play and a Needle come down and not name Vial is maybe like a Depths deck that is just worried about Wasteland, like a Turbo Depths build.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think in this sort of matchup, you're going to see pretty much the opponent just playing the board.
Keep taking those basics, not get wastelanded here, because we need to cast our 3 drops before we can eventually take this Pithing Needle off the board if we want.
Yeah. So now Mark has like Green Suns for 3, which is pretty nice. So
yep.
Contentment Priest would have been pretty strong, but Ramanap.
That's fine. They hit a lot of land draws, but it's not like value. They already have a ton of mana.
Yeah.
It's like maybe a little bit scary with Wasteland at some point, but we were pretty basic heavy here already. So kind of fine just not answering these things, not burning our Solitude unless we draw like a Spirit or something maybe, but we could easily set up the same thing we did last game with Flicker Wisp Solitude potentially if we draw some decent cards.
Oh.
It's a good card, but
What do you think of Stoneforge eating removal over Recruiter?
I think I'm pretty in for just casting a Recruiter this turn. I'm very interested in taking this Pithing Needle off the board.
Yeah.
So I'd like Recruiter for Skyclave.
Nice. Have you played much around... Sorry, you go first. Sorry. And then I'll change the subject.
It just looks that, like, I guess embarrassment of riches, all of our white cards are good, and I don't really want to pitch any of them to the Solitude. But there's a decent chance that we'll end up next turn, Skyclave, Needle, Wisp, and then do the Solitude Wisp trick again.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, this is always a situation that comes up for me if I'm on Maverick or a Source to Plowshares deck against D&T, is kind of knowing when to just get the creature off the board and when you have kind of the luxury of just being able to maybe get a 2-for-1 where like you wait for them to flicker, like put in Flicker Wisp and try to flicker the Recruiter and then Swords in response.
Mm-hmm.
But with
are they gonna get Fear maybe? It's like double lock down the vial. Oh, Liberator, sure.
Okay. Not too bad as the Skyclave.
They can blow up. Yeah, they can blow up the vial in response to the Skyclave now. So maybe we shift gears. Draw. Maybe we're fine with them blowing up the vial in response to the Skyclave.
Relay.
It's not especially helpful unless...
Yeah, I think if anything, that just gives us a more clearer card to pitch to.
Solitude. Oh yeah, for sure. So if we Skyclave here, I feel like they're almost assuredly going to pop their Liberator. I think that's also like kind of fine for us.
Yeah.
I don't think we care that much. We have... I kind of like don't want to play a land here.
Okay.
Because I just don't want to like just get wastelanded for no reason.
Yeah, it's pretty much free for them as well because like they have more than enough mana without wasteland to cast everything, and they can just get it back for free. So that's a nice line. Yeah, I think we're just going to go Skyclave, take out the Needle, and then see what they do in response.
Taking out the Needle will essentially take out the Liberator as well, and then the following turn we have we can still like Wisp our Skyclave or our Recruiter. We can cast Stoneforge. Yep. Fine. We're not in any imminent danger.
I probably don't want to attack here just because of Dryad Arbor.
Yeah. You just like block and then they get to kill your thing for free. Basically, they can replay the Dryad Arbor.
Exactly. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the new card? It is 2 and a white. I believe it's a 3/2. When it comes into play, you can return a creature with CMC 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield.
One from Streets of New Capenna?
Yeah.
The Extraction Specialist.
There we go.
I think it's a fine card. I don't think I'm not super interested in it because I don't think it really does anything that D&T is not already good at, and I don't think like more 3-drops are the way to really deal with any of the matchups going on in Legacy right now.
Yeah,
like the reason you see like Charming Prince in here, even though I've been like kind of off that card for a while, is I think the best thing D&T can do to shore up some of its matchups right now is to lower the curve a little bit and have more consistent early game plays. Like, not every matchup we get to just, keep a hand with 4 lands and, like, 2 3-drops or whatever. Like we kind of did in this game.
Yeah, very true.
more to the point, they have a bunch of cards in hand. I kind of want to activate this Field of Ruin just so we can
Get another
get
basic.
another basic land. It could be a disaster if they like big brain play us and wasteland their own land in response to our Field of Ruin. So maybe we just.
I don't mind that because we also get to play the Stoneforge Mystic.
Well, we don't if they wasteland their own. If they wasteland this plateau in response, we don't get the search.
Okay, that's true.
Okay, they didn't big brain play us. Nice. We just get 4 basics. I think it's probably correct for them to do that, just to deny us lands. But yeah, Snowboard is fine. It's probably gonna die. Maybe we just want Batter Skull over Cauldra here. Batter Skull is just like a big chunky thing to put into play.
Yeah. Nice.
We have the lands to do it.
We could attack. I don't want to run into like a endurance. I think I'd rather just.
Yeah, I think chip damage just isn't really the name of the game right now.
Yeah.
I think if they had P-Fire, they would have maybe. I guess they don't have a Grove, so maybe they wouldn't just fire one off willy-nilly. It's only a shock right now.
Willy-nilly. Yeah, I very much am in line with your thoughts on Extraction Specialist. Especially when Recruiter, like, Extraction, you need to have stuff in the bin, and a lot of things right now are Exile. So, like, just...
Yeah, it can be a really nice, like, aggressive play versus Lightning Bolt decks, you know, when you play your 2-drop, and then it gets killed, and then you get to Extract Specialist, and then you have a 3/2 Lifelinker, as well as, like, this, the other permanents that you have to deal with. Like, D&T has a lot of good cards to hit with Specialist, but I just think overall it doesn't really interest me in any of the matchups that I want to be like solving.
I think we're just jamming Batterskull.
Yeah, pretty happy just putting Batterskull in play. I feel like I don't know. This game's weird. Maybe we should just kill the. I don't know what's in their hand.
Yeah, like
what could they have? Like maybe they have like a Force of Vigor and they're just gonna like cast it on the Batterskull here. But if they had a Force of Vigor, why did they Green Sun for why did they Green Sun for the Outland Liberator? But like what could they even be sitting on unless they're just like flooding out?
Look, I've seen Mark a few times flood out, so it definitely isn't off the table.
Yeah,
sure.
We cast our 5-drop.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, other than just lands and mana, I can't think of anything that you either wouldn't have already used as removal or put onto the board as additional threats.
Game, but I think we're setting nice. They're down a lot of their, ways to deal with Batterskull with the Oof. Wait, no, they don't have. They still have the Oof somewhere, but the Oof doesn't really do anything to Batterskull. They're down the Liberator. They're down a Needle. We can like Flicker Wisp our Batterskull if they just kill the Germ. What might this be?
This must be Green Suns, because the little waiting to pay costs came up.
Green Sun for what? Just like a big Knight?
Yeah, or maybe Night of Autumn?
Yeah, I was about to say maybe they also have Night of Autumn in addition to Outland Liberator.
No.
Nope, just Knight of the Reliquary. Well, we can kill that one. We might rip a land and we can just hardcast the Solitude.
Yeah. Come on, deck.
Good attack for 1. Otherwise, we just pitching Spirit. Yeah, probably Spirit. We'll see though. Maybe we'll just draw. Could also technically like Flicker Wisp
it out.
Skyclave, but I'd Flicker Wisp Skyclave to kill the Knight. But I want to attack. We are kind of getting a little bit low on life, so I think I'd rather just Solitude. We can also just like Flicker Wisp the Recruiter or something after. Yeah, this is fine. Then attack 4.
And then just Flicker Recruiter?
Yeah, there's a world where I want to play Prelate specifically because it turns off P-Fire and Library, which are 2 scary cards to draw, and we're feeling pretty good on this board state.
Yeah, nice.
Like the worst thing in the world. And we have plenty of options. If they play another threat, we can, Flicker Wisp Skyclave to kill another thing. Yeah, what is in his hand?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Interesting as well, because
perplexing.
yeah, I guess they played the Windswept Heath from hand instead of the Wood Foothills from the bin, just to have the chance to make a 5/5 knight there to block the Batterskull.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm not too sure what.
I have to imagine it's just a bunch of lands. No attack with the bird this time. Weird. Fifth land's nice. I think we're just attacking and then, you know, wisping a recruiter to try to force some action somewhere.
Yeah.
The opponent's going to die if they don't, you know, draw something. I don't know what we're getting with this recruiter. I have to assume this recruiter's not going to make it, right? They're sitting on something, but they would have cast like anything, right? No, maybe.
Here we go.
There we go.
A game action.
Yes.
Nice.
Deal.
Oh, they're gonna
All
swords
right.
this and then potentially.
Okay, and then P fire, unlock the P fire on the recruiter. Sure.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, this is all fine. Weird that they were just sitting on that for so long.
Yeah, maybe they're being really patient with like that sort of setup where they want us to target something that we hit.
That's bad. I was about to say they messed up a little bit. I think they were supposed to like plow and cast the P fire on something, and then with the Batterskull trigger, like, or with Batterskull lifelink trigger, they can get the P fire back. But
very true.
now we have to worry about attacking with a big creature. What's the best way to beat this?
We don't have Barry, so it is just rest in peace.
Stoneforge for Sash?
Yeah.
I would say first attack with Wisp and not Batterskull.
Okay.
Because if we attack with Batterskull, then they just get to free P-Fire the Wisp, and then, you know, pay the red to get the P-Fire back from the lifelink.
Hey, Cypher.
But this might incentivize them to just fire off this P-Fire here.
Yeah, this is where endurance is really scary, but potentially not in the deck. Okay.
They don't take the bait. So we can't just like play the Lion Sash out here, otherwise they just P-Fire it. They're just going to P-Fire the rest of our board. We might just be able to Stoneforge plus cast a 3-drop, like Stoneforge plus cast Recruiter for something. Just have the Sash at the ready. And then the following turn, we can play a Sash that can get big enough to get out of P-Fire range.
Yeah.
How long is an episode of the Owl House? About 20 minutes. 23 or something.
Could get another Skyclave.
I do like a Skyclave in hand for like a threat at some point, perhaps. Eventually they'll draw like a knight or something scary, I imagine.
I'm just going to 6 here as well for time reasons.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, P-Fire that, sure. Untap, buy back. But we can just get a giant Lion Sash. So we can play Lion Sash pre-combat and then attack. We're gonna start attacking with Batterskull.
Nice.
Essentially, assuming they're gonna pick up sorcery speed, but with 3 white mana open, it'll be the Sash will be immune to getting P-fired. Be bad if they draw another removal spell, I guess, but I don't think we have the luxury to beat that. Wasteland's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I assume we just use the Wasteland to cast the Sash?
Yeah, that's probably reasonable, actually.
And then hold up the 4 white?
Yep. Play Sash. Attack with
these 2?
Yeah, the big guy and the flyer. Yeah, they get a bunch of chump blocks now with this Dryad Arbor. Actually, we just eat the Dryad Arbor after damage now. There are 5. I would just eat the Arbor and
I guess we do it
one of the
upkeep?
No, it doesn't really matter. You can just do it right now. I want to get this thing out of P-Fire range, I think. So eat the Arbor because that's the important one, and then eat like a fetch, and then leave up double white.
Nice. Yeah, Lion Sash is sick.
Having the cool tutorable Record is nice.
Yeah, this is like one of those cards that like just kind of didn't go under the radar, but isn't like legacy, like backbreaking, but it's just like a great printing for a deck.
Yes, it's a very good card, but does not go in a lot of places, but just kind of
Mm.
like fills a cool niche by itself.
So we let this resolve.
Yeah, we kind of have to.
Unless they have like a second Grove. Even then, it's not too bad. Yeah, because now we just eat it.
Yeah.
Maybe they have another Punishing Fire in hand.
Then they're just almost dead on board.
Yeah, now we just eat the same one.
No, because that one's already gonna get exiled, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Like, you can eat a land to make knights smaller. Now they're they're not quite dead. Well, no, yeah, they are just dead. Unless they have a removal spell, we just put the Batter Skull on the... Oh, no, we can't put the Batter Skull on the Wisp.
We also have 6 mana to like take something out, flick something out, and just attack with everything. They can block here and still take 6.
Yeah, we need to... If we draw, like, Solitude or Plow, we have lethal. I guess not Plow. Exactly Solitude, but...
What's the one card?
I think I'm down to just... equip onto the... Or attack with Wisp plus Skull anyway, and then equip main 2 to protect it from P-Fire, and then just have lethal the following turn.
Nice.
Although I guess not equipping pre-combat means that they don't have to block here. They can just jump with a Noble or something first. Oh fuck, I'm stupid. This gets back to P-Fire for them. Now we have to do something else.
Oh, that's all good.
Yeah, that's dumb. We should have equipped pre-combat. And then attacked and forced the... Oh no, they can't cast the P-Fire. Never mind, we're still fine.
They have the bird, so they can.
Oh, they do have the bird. Never mind, they can't cast. A bunch of highs and lows of that turn specifically. They do just have to deal with this Batter Skull, so that's kind of fine. I like Wisp. If you Wisp the Recruiter, it forces a P-Fire on the Recruiter, and then that keeps more flyers into play. So maybe like Wisp Recruiter, Skyclave the Bird, and then we just have like 2 lethal Flicker Wisps that they have to deal with.
Nice.
Plus a bunch of other stuff. So this forces the issue elsewhere. Yeah. And then just Skyclave the Bird means that we have 2 lethal Flicker Wisps in addition to, all the other lethal permanents we have in play.
Alright. Nice. Do you know what this means? This little box here?
I have no idea.
Yeah, not stacking abilities automatically. It's come up a few times now with the update, and I'm too sure what it means.
Yeah, you can right click and auto stack abilities now. If you right click just on the board itself, there's a little checkbox.
Okay.
Stack abilities automatically.
Interesting. So like with Evoke and doing something, it'll just automatically stack it. Okay.
Stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're sitting pretty fine here. They have 2 cards in hand, one of which is a Punishing Fire. They can P-Fire. They can technically P-Fire down both the Wisps, but then they die to the rest of the board.
Hmm.
Oh no, they don't have the P-Fire in hand yet. Never mind. They have 2 unknowns. What is this? 4 mana?
Could be Green Suns for Endurance. Yeah.
Okay, so they have P-Fire, a Wisp, block a Wisp. They're still dead. They need another removal spell on top of the P-Fire in hand.
Well, that makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, you just recruit
Skyclave. Okay. Oh, they killed themselves. Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like Mark just hit a bunch of land there. There's so many turns there where this didn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah,
which
it was a
really tough.
Weird match for sure.
Look, I put it down to them just not being a fan of Owl House. I think that's what caught them off.
Yeah, if you'd watched Owl House, you might have not flooded out as bad.
Yeah, Maverick usually a pretty cool matchup. Like if I had 2 decks to play with friends for a long time, I'd probably take D&T and Maverick. Maybe like D&T and Delver.
Definitely has a lot more play to it right now with Skyclave and stuff in the mix. It's definitely a lot more interesting. You have enough removal to keep pace. I think it used to be that Maverick was like a pretty decent favorite.
Hmm. Yeah, especially for things like main deck artifact and equipment hate. Oof. Yeah, baller hand.
All right, yeah, in.
Oh, it's our turn. Sorry, apologies. Nearly. Nearly. Right. Oh. Okay. Savannah. Forest.
It's Maverick
Elves.
Again. Nettle elves even.
Okay.
Well, I know what this Thalia is doing, and it's not entering play.
Yeah, I assume here we're just porting.
Yes, definitely just porting. I don't think there's a world where this Nettle becomes a problem this turn, but if it does, we have like Solitude Pitch Thalia on it. But I don't think they can produce enough mana this turn that we need to kill it. They'll probably just hit us and cast another green 1-drop and say go.
Birchlaw? Yeah, okay. Is there any reason here to be really aggressive?
I guess that is a reason that we could technically Solitude the Nettle Sentinel, but I don't think I care about that. Like, rather kill the Birchlaw.
Yeah. Just keep going after their mana.
Yeah, they get to cast another 1-drop here, but I don't think I care. But more Nettles is actually kind of terrifying. No, they just get to like spew their entire hand if it's all ones, but if it's all ones, then I just don't care about any of them. Maybe we're supposed to kill the Nettle, we're supposed to kill the Quarian Ranger in response to the second Nettle. But now we kind of just have to let them do whatever.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, agree with that 100%. Especially if they have like a Heritage Druid, yeah. Like here, potentially.
I mean, if they don't have anything after this, like we just kill an Owl Sword Shepherd, we're fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Like if they have natural order, we're just gonna die, regardless.
Yeah. So we've kind of dug the hole, let's just keep on digging.
If all the new removal creatures make it easier. Yeah, it's definitely a lot closer than it used to be. Wow, they just have nothing? They're just like spewing their hand and just like riding this Owl Sword Shepherd? Sure. Thalia's gonna be on blocking duty all of a sudden. It's a good draw, yeah. Plow, Port, Violent Thalia is probably the plan.
Yeah. Well, is it the Shepherd that we care about the most?
Yes, Plow Shepherd, because
it's currently the win con.
Yes, they have like 1,000 mana in play. We can't really cut mana, but I mean, this Port's not doing anything else. If they just have natural order, then we get to die. And that's just our life. Sure. Heritage Druid into natural order on my summoning sick creature, kill you. You'd still kill Heritage, even with like the Quarian, or even with the Birchlaw in play? Just like, their mana doesn't do anything, right? I guess. Why not put Thalia in play? I don't think that taxing their mana is going to be more important than just like blocking a creature. Oh, are they just going to hardcast a Hoof as the last card in hand? Of course. So we might not be dead, technically, but we have to trigger on the stack, Solitude the Hoof, and something else, and we might not die. Wait, hang on, let me do math. They have 5 creatures. Yeah, they only get 2 attackers. We're technically not dead.
Yeah, I assume here we just take out another creature.
Yeah, you just have to. I think this is lethal with the third creature.
It's just going to be a nettle because it is 1 extra damage.
They're not doing anything with their mana was the thing, right? So it's like if they maybe have I didn't spend the time to like figure out if they had exactly natural hoof mana, which I guess they didn't really have exactly because they also have this Birch Lord. But I feel like killing the nettle or killing the Heritage Druid when they have Korean Ranger in play just doesn't do a lot. We definitely gave them too much mana on the one turn. We were supposed to Solitude the Korean in response to the second Nettle Sentinel, I think, was the optimal line, to not let them like spew their hand that turn.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on, like, I would say these 5 are kind of the big cards. Judgment just because of Progenitus. I assume post-board they move
and
towards
like,
that.
Rule spell kind of good enough, but yeah, Progenitus.
Yeah.
Those are the good cards. I'd also board in Mindbreak Trap usually.
Yeah.
There's a lot of instances, especially against Nettle Elves, but just in general, you just like to trade your cards 1-for-1 against Elves, so you can just counter just like any random Elf on a turn. It's usually better than a lot of like random cards in the main deck. Yep, agree with all that.
Yeah.
We can cut
Cathar?
the Commando, no targets. And then probably Batter Skull is fine. Cauldron G-Tear usually my only hits. There's occasions where you get like beat down where you want the life gain of Batter Skull. You can maybe cut Timeless Dragon instead.
Nice.
Kind of marginal.
Yeah, I love that snowball effect of like, we could kill this, but we'll let it slide, and it's like 6 creatures later. It's like, yeah, maybe we should have
Yeah, definitely the fuck up was not killing the Korean Ranger in response to the second Nettle to let them like, keep going in that one turn where they just like cast like 400 1-drops.
John, that's on me. That's on me. I'll take that.
It's all good. I wasn't paying enough attention either.
Pretty happy
Deafening Silence. What does Deafening Silence do versus L?
Yeah, unfortunately, Deafening Silence is non-creature spells, so it's not like a canonist effect or a rule of law. I think this is fine. A little bit reactive.
I'm not thrilled about this hand, but it's not bad.
When it mulls to 6. Alright.
Just like killing mana production on site and just kind of leaning on waste port until we find something better to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like Green Sun for a Dryad Arbor here or something.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, probably still happy to just get this off the board.
Yeah. Probably.
Like, are we just resetting the board, like swords and then Wasteland?
Swords Wasteland. Yeah, it's not unreasonable. They're on a mull to 6. We're not doing anything else. You could technically take a draw step, but then you draw like Plow or you draw Mom or Vile. You're sad, but yeah.
It could also like
port does the same thing as Wasteland here.
Yeah, and then we say Wasteland for something like Cradle if needed.
Yes. And then it increases our mana production this turn or the following turn. Like if we want to cast one of these 3-drops. We have that ability with Port. We don't have the ability with Wasteland. Looks like they're fairly mana light, though. So I'm kind of interested in just aggressively attacking their mana here a little bit with the Boseiju. But they still could have Cradle here. But I don't hate just like aggro going after Elves' mana production on these sorts of early games. Bayou, Port.
Yeah, I guess just in case of like Thoughtseize, but it doesn't really matter because they're both sorcery speed. But having the second white here is pretty perfect as well.
Yes. We can cast any of these 3-drops next turn if we want. There's a chance we want to put this Prelate on 1 to be Glimpse, maybe?
Yeah, I was thinking either Glimpse or Natural Order at 4, but they're so far off that.
They need a big Natural Order to kill us with, like... Oh, they're just nothing. Yes, now we're just porting them more. We'll just port them until something else changes about the game state. But anyway, yeah, they need a lot of creatures for a Natural Order to be scary. If they just go for like a Progenitus or something, we have a bunch of Council's Judgments in hand. So we're happy there.
That's true. Yeah.
Stoneforge Mystic. I'll accept this.
What about Flicker Wisp and then just flicker a land to port to get that into play?
Yeah, I don't hate that. We do want to kill them, and we don't really have any good Flicker Wisp targets in play. or in our hand.
Mm.
And it's just a bunch of removal.
Have you ever accidentally ported yourself?
A couple of times. I one time ported my opponent on my end step instead of their upkeep.
Nice.
It was really bad because it was an Urza Saga too.
Ooh, if they played a secondary Besieger there.
Oh, alright, this is a pretty good deal because we can just plow the Stride Arbor and keep going.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened to our Wisp? Oh, they dismembered it. Sure, deal. Alright, well, now we just go back to this plan. They had to Stone Rain themselves just to get a mana source for one turn. Oh no. Alright, well, this stage of the game is over. We're done, mana denying. We can do other things. This is another green sun for 0.
Good.
Heritage.
Okay.
Alright, so let's take stock of what's going on this turn. Oh, never mind.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I was thinking about like Prelate on 1 to stop Glimpse of Nature, but this is much better stopping Glimpse of Nature. And they're down 2 Besieges, so this Spirit's pretty likely to stay in play. 2 Besieges and to Dismember. They can obviously make a bunch of mana now, because they can like play an Elf and then have Heritage Druid. That's mostly fine here. We can just next turn cast Prelate on 4, I think.
Yeah, nice. And then if we really need to, we have the Judgment spare.
Mm-hmm. Have to keep in mind Allosaur Shepherd at some point, like Cradle plus, Heritage Druid can get them somewhere towards activating that. But I think we can dodge that for a turn, especially at 16. Yeah, only really worried about a natural order here. And this Allosaur Shepherd killing us at some point. But step 1, I would turn off natural order for sure.
Only have 1 card left. I kind of hope they go for natural order here.
Yeah, that would be nice. If they just NO'd for a Progenitus. The old 1/1 for 2 deal. They're just hellbent. They have nothing. So is this natural or is this Shepherd a threat right now? We would take so they can produce 2 mana, pick up the Forest 3 mana plus tap 3 else for Heritage Druid. I do think we have to take that Shepherd off the board, actually. We would.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would die, but we definitely take a lot of damage.
And then just port as well.
Yeah, port, because we don't have anything else to do with 2 mana. But yeah, I think this Shepherd could hit us hard if we let it untap.
What if they return it?
Yeah, pick it up in response to this. Are they going to untap another attack with Symbiote too, in addition to the Quarian Ranger? Yeah, I think it might actually be lethal if we let them untap with Shepherd there.
Yeah.
So we can just play this game twice, where we...
so it's probably between these two? It's probably the Wirewood?
Prisoner doesn't do anything, so they can't draw cards. We got to kill the Symbiote so we can kill the Shepherd the following turn.
Yeah.
Although, I can cast... Yeah, I think they're decently far off with between the port and the recasting of the Allosaur Shepherd. They're reasonably far off from actually activating to hit us. Like 3 cast, pick up Forest. It's 4 mana. Yeah, I don't really think we can do anything relevant this turn. Unless they draw something gross.
Yeah, like I kind of hope they drew natural order so that they go for Progenitus, knowing we've just used Council's Judgment and most likely don't have another one.
That'd be nice. They might... I'm not going to figure out the math. They might be able to attack us for like 5 here or something. No, it looks like they're just casting. Enough to hit us.
That's true. If they hoof, we just start a hoof.
should you tap the Boseiju, so if they have another in hand, it dies for no mana? Well, they can just float and then play the second Boseiju, right? Or just like play the second Boseiju, the first one goes away. They would let them not leave up like 2 mana on our turn or something. Oh, they did manage to hit us for a bunch. That's
nice.
Terrifying.
Yeah. At least here we get to judgment away the shepherd, and then play prelate on 4.
Yeah, prelate on 4. We're at a pretty low life total, but think we might have to block with this spirit.
Spirit, yeah,
definitely livable. Spirit on Nettle if they draw a card to untap. I guess if they don't draw a green card here, they actually don't have like a very good attack at all. So, Did we board out? Oh, never mind. Yeah, they can just do that. But yeah, now if they attack with everything, we just put the Spirit on the Nettle and the Prelate on a 1/1. I guess the Quarian Ranger, and then take 3, go to 3, and then we're still okay. Can you draw something? Did we board out the Batter Skull or the Timeless Dragon?
The Timeless Dragon.
Oh, nice. Like I was saying earlier, this is one of those situations where you do want Batter Skull in your deck, which come up occasionally for selves. Yeah, I would block the Quarian Ranger. Bad. That means lethal if we don't draw something. Oh no. Oh no, it's not lethal because we can port the Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, so I guess this time we just put the Urian into hand.
Yes, but it is still pretty bad. We're going to 1 here, and they have a bunch of lethal things. We need to draw. What? Recruiter, Solitude. Solitude would be the god draw.
Come on, deck.
Solitude, Recruiter, Batter Skull. I don't know if Recruiter would actually do it. I'd have not mathed it out, but
why would it be really good for them? Oh my gosh.
That technically not lethal because they have to bounce an elf. But it's not good because I think it means like Batter Skull and stuff. Batter Skull isn't enough anymore. So block the Visionary because it's the only one they can't no, they can recast the Visionary if they pick it up, untap Arbor. So it doesn't matter if we block. But block Visionary in case they don't see it.
Yeah, I assume they save no matter what. Okay, they do. Yeah.
I think we need to draw Solitude.
Yeah, because Batterskull itself doesn't do it because they can just pick up whatever we block.
Yes. That's not Solitude.
That is just death.
Yeah, dead. Unfortunate.
Tough.
It's a weird game. Nettle Elves is not something you see a lot anymore, and Nettle Elves is definitely like in general a worse matchup for Death and Taxes. As they've built the deck like more mid-rangey and stuff, you can definitely grind better, but sometimes they just kind of like spew out everything.
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good point from Eli to block a Heritage Joke because they probably want to bounce the Visionary.
I mean, oh yeah, because they get a draw card. Our Spirit isn't in play anymore. I was just kind of operating on the Visionary still being a blank, but yeah, that's pretty obvious. But yeah,
Come on, John. What the hell? Help me out.
Drawing pretty low outs at that stage.
But yeah, very cool to see Newton playing around with Fiend Artisan, which I've been trying out in Maverick, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. I'm interested to see like how far Newton is going to stretch the deck before we see a return to form for Elves. Like, there is something to be said about the combo aspect of Elves improving some matchups. Like, Newton has lost a lot of ability to just like blow people up on like turn 2 or 3.
Yeah,
which is something that was scary for some decks. But obviously, not a lot of the decks in the meta right now, and it's like pretty reasonable to be playing this grindier plan when like Delver's the king of the castle and these control decks exist and stuff. A lot of things can stop the combo aspect. Yeah,
yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Not too sure what our opponent is typically on. But yeah, double Stoneforge is nice, because if we get Cauldron with the first, we have the second to put it in if they have removal.
Troll of some fashion, maybe. Definitely down to just culture check my opponent here.
Yeah.
With backup Stoneforge. Cauldron gets plowed, play second Stoneforge, grab whatever. Depends if we'll maybe get more info here if they're on a Lightning Bolt deck or a Swords of Publisher's deck or something. Or neither. Okay, it does just probably Jeskai or something. So this next Stoneforge gets maybe Sash.
Ah, Bant.
Forest. Yeah, maybe just like Bant.
With Loam.
And
Yes, I guess Sash is now pretty good.
Pro deck, yeah, definitely in for Sash now. For Uros and just for this Loam, if they just like play fetch, like Loam back the thing, cast Loam again, then we can just like play Sash plus eat the Loam potentially.
They'd probably take the draw here. Maybe they Loam to get it out.
Yeah, they know that we have Sash, so it could be a little bit scary.
I guess they can also like brainstorm instant speed.
True.
Goes to shuffle.
Nice. Yeah, they might just be choosing to like want to deal with the Stoneforge more than caring about the Sash. Like it seems like they're pretty set up on lands. They have a Strand in hand still, in addition to these 3 lands. So they might just be like, I don't want to Loam. I want to cast this Ponder and try to find a Plow or a Prismatic Ending, so I don't get Cauldron here. Because if we get this Cauldron into play, we have 2 Flicker Wisps for it too. It looks like Ending though. Yep. Just Sash, kill this Loam.
Yeah.
Have any actual permanents in the yard, so we don't have anything to do with this last mana. Just leave it in case they fetch or something. We can make the Sash a little bit bigger.
Nice. Yeah, like potentially snap into Swords is something they have, but like we can just respond to that anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And if they do nothing here, I'm pretty happy just to pass back with the open mana.
Yep. You just don't have to do anything. Can just attack if they... Well, attacking's a little dangerous. I guess we have a Plow, so if they have Endurance or Snapcaster Mage, we can just kill the thing still.
We're also getting close to just Cauldron being lethal, which is nice.
Endurance, yeah. That's what I figured. Yes, we can just cast this Cauldron at some point.
They're going to target themselves. Makes sense.
Yeah, they got decent cards to shuffle back in. Kill the thing. I kind of want to add more to the board, but we could... Urigan's not super interesting to pick up right now anyway.
Yeah.
Could play out one of these Wisps.
I like that Wisp also allows us just to get another Plains, and then also just have 2 creatures for Teferi bounce.
Yeah.
That's true. We could have also seen if the sword resolved and then go after their sword and prismatic ending in the graveyard with Sash if we didn't want them to get them back into there.
That's a little bit scarier to just like attack into Endurance because we don't have anything. So I'm not sure if it's worth sending for 4 damage here into 4 cards.
Recruiter for Recruiter?
We could Recruiter for something. We'll see if it resolves. They might like Hardcast Force even. If they do that, then we can do attack at least. Reasonable time for pre-combat spells. Yeah, this looks like they might Hardcast Force. Which is fine. I think I would just hit them for 4 and to pick up Yoran if they do that. Well, 5 mana cancel.
Nice.
Sure. We technically like hit them for 2 more by like eating the Recruiter and the land with the Sash, but you know, more mana fishing here. Get the Yorion in hand. Fine with getting the Recruiter forced. If we can get this Cauldron to play, we have Yorion and Wisp to continue making it a threat.
That's very true.
So now... Oh, well, now we just cast Cauldron, I think. We don't have great attacks into a second Endurance, but if they might have like another hard cast Force here or something. Nope. I think I'm just attacking with Cauldron.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
It's like, I don't think there's a lot of reason to want to attack into second Endurance. If they have like a Plow here or something, we just don't have anything, sure. They do have the Endurance. We did it. We sniffed it out.
Nice.
Didn't lose our creature for no reason.
Have you played much against that? I forget the name of it. It's a legendary artifact. It's a 4-drop that kind of looks like a transformer, and it has like crew 8, and you can also draw 2 cards, discard a card, and then when you discard a card, I think you make a 1/1 flyer.
Oh, the shore, whatever. Yeah, the blue-white one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that in play in Legacy against me.
Okay.
I've seen it, some people put it in their decks, but
yeah, I played against it in like a blue-white deck, and it got me pretty good. The value is pretty insane. It's obviously open to a lot of removal, but I kept thinking it was a creature as well, but it's obviously not.
Until you crew it, like 3 of those little pilots that it makes or something.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, it makes the pilot. It makes the 1/1s that can also crew for 2 instead of just 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say it's probably more of a brew card. Okay.
Probably to try to unlock like an Uro or something.
Yeah.
But they're just getting beat the heck down.
Any thought on like flicker the endurance here, or
if we were going for like lethal or something? Ooh, we could technically Ganjo the endurance after blocks. That means that we can't do anything else with our turn besides, I guess we could cast Wisp potentially. So if they don't have Plow here, I think they're just like super dead to this Cauldron. So if we do sniff out a Plow specifically this turn, we could attack with both in a Ganjo the Endurance and then Flicker Wisp the Cauldron.
I like it.
Plow. Well, I'm not super keen on casting any of my spells if they don't take the Cauldron off the board anyway, so. Channel a Ganjo. You floated too much mana.
Apologies.
But that's fine. Hopefully we don't get dazed. They just don't have a Plow, so I think I'm just fine to sit on this exact board and not do anything.
Even if they have an Uro, they have to have I guess they could have another land and get it back twice, but and we're still doing pretty well.
Yeah, and we're still just beating the crap out of them with Cauldron. Yep, they're just dead.
Alright, 4 color. Like the cards that kind of stand out are the judgments and the pieces. Yeah,
rip. I've gone back and forth on a little bit. I think it's probably fine versus like Loam plus Uro. It's like probably good enough. Depends on exactly what we have to cut, but typically the main deck is just like very built to beat up on these styles of decks.
Yep. Nice. Do they run any artifacts or enchantments that we care about? Like we have Spirit for library?
Sometimes library. Sometimes Shark Typhoon, sometimes a Torpor Orb post board. But that's kind of fallen out of favor since D&T's fallen out of favor. I like to trim on Thalias a little bit in this matchup.
Nice.
I like all of our removal. Some like versus Jeskai or something, it's sometimes decent to shave down on like Plows, but they have so many Plow targets for a control deck.
Yeah,
I don't know if they have Ice Fangs, but just like multiple main deck Endurance, Uro, stuff like that. You can cut the Prelate. We talked about earlier how Prelate doesn't really line up very well against control decks anymore.
Yeah, nice.
That's totally fine. We could maybe bring the Commander back in if we see something relevant. But
yeah, cool. I like that a lot.
Maybe even like shave a Rip or something. But yeah, that seems fine.
Alright, Very cool. Eh.
It's not exciting.
Yeah, obviously, if they start off, I think like especially playing against D&T game 1, you're most likely going to be going for basics if you can game 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
So I don't see like Wasteland.
I'm like kind of indicating with these hands, but mostly just because I think that most of your draw steps are just gonna be really good against control decks.
Hmm. I mean, it's not the worst. Like we have 2 basics, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you have stable mana. I'm kind of in for just keeping these sorts of hands versus control and just probably draw some good cards. And yeah, if they like have a harsh mulligan or something, they have to lean on a non-basic.
Wait, we're going first? What?
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah, champion chooses not to play first. All right, deal.
You don't often see that.
Yeah, might have misclicked. Maybe they think the extra card is more important.
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
These are the hands where
yeah. If it's a ponder shuffle, please.
Ponder shuffle. Come on. You know you want to. No lands. There's no lands in that 3.
Chose to not shuffle.
Weak. I think I'm still wastelanding.
100%, especially if we draw a vial here as well. Like,
yeah, if we drew a 1-drop, if we drew like a Thalia or something, there's a chance that I don't. But with our land heavy hand, we're kind of leaning on these wastelands already.
Yeah.
I'm down to just kind of set them back and take more draw steps.
Still a pretty awkward land for them, which is fantastic for us.
Yes, they might have just like kept a second land of some kind. 2-drop, come on.
Ooh.
Oh, I will accept this.
Yeah. I don't want to hide the wasteland for now.
Yeah, definitely. Let them fetch a non-basic if they find a fetch later. Yeah, if this is their only land, they might just be like ponder locked here for another turn. Okay, not ponder locked. They just didn't really care about playing out a fetch. Like hold up a plow or something. This is ending the vial. That's fine.
Yeah.
What are we recruiting for? Maybe just a Stoneforge. Just get a little bit more value here.
Yeah, I don't mind showing the wasteland here as well, just to keep the Jano potentially for
endurance.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just like play out a Ganjo because it literally doesn't matter, but endurance does come up a fair bit in this matchup, so it's kind of fine to sit on it. Obviously, we're almost assuredly playing it as land 4 if we don't find a different land, but yeah, we're pretty set on like removal and stuff, so we kind of just want more value. And I'm not with the Vile Gone. I don't really like like a recruiter line or something. So Stoneforge is the most immediate needs an answer sort of.
I could see like green card into loam, but wow, no, they're just going for basic.
Yeah, I don't want to die to this wasteland to play. I guess there's Uro.
That's fine.
Yes, 400 answers for Uro in our hand. We could even potentially just like Mystic First Sash and just eat this Uro before it comes into play. Although if they have one more land, they need a fetch land. Is this Uro of Escape 5 or 6? I never remember.
5.
5? God.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
I think just to take them off like the chance, because they can't.
Oh yeah, you could just wasteland them to stop that, huh?
Yeah, and then also just play
wasteland Stoneforge for Sash. Not bad.
Practice. Nice.
I don't know how much I actually care about this Uro, but Sash is just like a decent, like, big card and like good into removal spells that they probably have.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine with not Cauldron checking them with this hand that's like trying to play really reactionary. Mix of snow and non-snow lands is Field of the Dead. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Although, have we seen multiple basics? I forget last game if they showed us snow-covered basic island or forest. I think they did, because I don't remember.
Yeah, I feel like they did, because I was going to bring up a predict joke, but I kind of just moved on with my life. Ooh, Triome.
Okay, yeah, I've seen Ketria Triome, like Field of the Dead in some of these lists before. Okay, so yeah, this is probably like Singleton Field of the Dead. That's a nice pickup.
Yeah, so I guess here we probably just play a Jana to hold up like to make sure that
I'm playing out a
doesn't
Ganjo. We want to hit more land drops. I'm happy to play out a Ganjo.
Yeah.
I think I value the uncounterability more than 1 damage, so just like Stoneforge in the Sash.
Yeah.
You can technically Stoneforge it in on their upkeep if they have like a plow. It's a little bit more mana efficient for them, but here we are.
John, Vendilion Click. Come on.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
You got to play around Vendilion Click. Sorry, you're absolutely right. So eat the Uro and then save the other thing to potentially eat a land or something.
Yeah, especially if they try to like loan back to besiege you.
Yes.
Pretty happy to attack, even if they have like a Ice Fang. Like
yeah, Ice Fang. I don't really care. It's whatever.
What are your thoughts on the new Goblin in Moon? The one that can like escape, I think, from the graveyard.
Yeah, the new Squee. I like the new Squee. It's a fun one.
Is it kind of just played as like the 9th Goblin?
I've been playing it over some number of the War Bosses. I think it's a little bit better than War Boss in like the first and like maybe second copies. Right.
Okay.
Eat the
Besiege. Yeah.
Gary's land.
Yeah, it seems nice because that deck hasn't really ever been able to use the graveyard as a resource.
Yes, a lot of decks in the Legacy using the graveyard. Moonstompy, one of the last to join them.
Yeah.
It's another Uro. Oh, Narset. Yeah, sure, whatever. Wonder if we want to get rid of this Narset just to prevent the second. I guess we just attack the Narset and then play like Spirit or whatever. What did they find?
Brainstorm. Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes the Spirit pretty nice. I think like Wasteland would be kind of cool here. Ooh, Rest in Peace. Okay. Probably just want a Spirit first and then Rest in Peace.
Yeah, I'm fine just casting the 2s here and then setting both our creatures at the Narset. What colors does this Triome have for? Is it the Rug Triome?
Correct.
Okay, cool. So they don't even have Verdict mana yet, if they have Verdict in their deck. Into the Narset, prevent the Impulse. I don't think this deck is a Days Undoing deck, so we can probably just leave the Narset at 1. But potentially we'll send 1 damage at it at some point if there's a concern.
Right, so 3 cards in hand, 1's Brainstorm.
Yep. So
nice.
We want to attack with caution here. It'd be nice if we drew a land. We could hardcast a Solitude and do an Endurance.
Yeah.
If we don't, then I'm kind of content not attacking. Oh, that's not exactly what I
the 1 land we obviously don't
brutal
want.
land to draw for sure.
That's so funny.
Just no attacks at Yorion Hand is fine. They're pretty incentivized to just like flash in the Endurance here.
Yeah, it's very true.
Have it, and then we can use Sorcery Speed removal on it, or we can like Legend roll ourselves for Sky for Solitude, or we just like cast Yorion on Stoneforge plus Recruiter the following turn. So yeah, at Yorion pass seems fine.
Nice. Hey Ko, thanks for the raid. Welcome all those from Ko streams. How'd you go with did you play Junk today? Hopefully. Yeah, sorry John, you were saying just Yorion to hand, no attacks?
Yorion to hand, no attacks.
Cool. Yeah.
Technically leave up Caracas. There's a world where I don't know what world they put Uro into play here, but I don't know. End step, dress down, untap, cast Uro, I guess.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts of just like throwing Stoneforge at Narset?
Just to like, no, we have Yorion in hand. There's a chance we just cast Yorion on Recruiter plus Stoneforge next turn.
Very true.
I don't think there's a reason to bin one of our cards to a potential Endurance. Yep, here's the Endurance. Oh, he's a Force of Vigor. Oh, that's a pretty brutal one, huh?
Yeah.
Our Skyclave, or not our Skyclave, our Spirit. But we still have a ton of value here. If they don't have Force of Will. Could like flicker with 2 very relevant cards. Do need to be worried about them finding a Field of the Dead at some point, because that is a engine that is hard to match.
Yeah, especially when we don't have something like a Field of the Dead, Field of Ruin or Wasteland in play.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think it's a pretty easy Legend roll ourselves if we need to cast this Yorion next turn, unless something drastic happens.
So no shuffle, but only 2 cards. Uro is more than fine.
Sure. Yep. We're still sitting on 100 answers to an Uro, so they can like get it back next turn or whatever, and it still doesn't really do a ton.
I did find a green source, but the chances of them having endurance as a last card is pretty low.
I don't know if I want to risk it. I don't know if it's worth 2 damage to attack here.
Yeah, my only thought was potentially Stoneforge at Narset.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm down to just cast Yorion. There's just like no reason to attack for 2. We get so blown out if it is endurance, and it's just like the returns if it isn't endurance just feel very low to me.
Yeah, I guess my line is Stoneforge at Narset if they have endurance.
I guess you don't need to play the Yorion, right? Yeah, if the last card is endurance, you could just card cast the Solitude now that we drew this port. So maybe that does change.
Yeah, and then if they try to get the Uro back, we can just Solitude it.
Yeah, all right, I'm fine with that actually. Yeah, you're right. We don't need to play the Yorion this turn if their last card is endurance. So just one at Narset, one at their face.
But
I definitely don't hate that.
I guess if they have a removal spell, we could just go both at Narset.
Yeah, but also just you could throw the less important one at the Narset to incentivize the removal spell on the worst one. Which I think is the Stoneforge.
That's fair. I think I'm just giving too much respect to Days Undoing as like a sneaky card.
Yes, I don't think these decks with like the Field of the Dead will play Days Undoing, but yeah, with nothing, I'm down to just slam Yorion. They can't have like Force of Will here even, so worst they could have is a removal spell on one of our creatures, and then we still get value off the other one. We can get a Cauldra if they leave us with Stoneforge. If they leave us with a critter, we probably just go get a Stoneforge for Cauldra.
Yeah.
We have a million ways. Pyroblast on Yorion. All right. Sure.
So good.
Big 2 Pyroblast Yorion. Okay, opponent. All right.
John, you just need to get that 5-level head. Come on. What is this?
You got it. I mean, it's fun. The game ones, sure, yes. The world, like we live in a world where you want to be main decking Pyroblast a lot of decks, but like you don't fucking leave in your Pyroblast versus death attacks. It's Jesus Christ. All right. Well, we unfortunately only have 4 answers for this Uro in our hand.
Probably pretty happy just to Skyclave it.
I might Council Judgment it so we can keep attacking.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, because then of course giving them a 3/3 is pretty rough if they sort
a little. Depends on what they end up doing with their last 2 cards and what we draw.
They shuffled with the first Ponder.
Yes, I imagine the card they really want here is Field of the Dead specifically. Not a lot of other cards I'm worried about at this stage. Wasteland does.
That's fine. I kind of want
Wasteland the Crocus. Come on, Wasteland the Crocus. Yes! Got him.
Nice.
Also Solitude there,
Yeah, that's true. Like, I think the Judgment just...
The biggest thing into play, it's the least... it's the most mana efficient play. It's the least versatile in terms of targeting other cards that they might have in the future. Kind of down to this. It obviously gives them a little bit more time, but like we're not killing them anytime soon with our board anyway. And the Solitude is going to like at least add the most power to the board anyway for the following attacks.
I like that. I just heard your cat as well.
Yes, my cat is screaming because I won't let her jump on the bookshelf.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the scary part of the game where they get to cast a bunch of cantrips and try to find the Field of the Dead to body us.
Do it. Okay, that's probably a good sign.
Deal.
Yeah.
What are they fetching for though?
Oh, they failed to find.
They
just wanted the shuffle. Okay, that's a huge win.
Yeah, they don't have any more lands in their deck. It's just Triome, one of each duel, and like these basics. Really
nice.
I guess the Windswept Heath can't find Snow-Covered Island, which I think they have in their deck at least.
Yes, correct. That's a great point.
All right. Slamming attack all. If they have endurance, we have solitudes.
It's weird to see a deck like Bant on turn 11 with only 2 cards in hand. Like usually they're replacing a lot of cards, but just haven't really found that. Found a lot of cantrips.
Yeah. How do we feel about not porting this turn?
I don't mind it because it allows us to hold up the endurance.
The Solitude, yeah. I'm kind of into just flashing a Solitude on end step here, even if they don't play anything, just to start attacking them more.
Yeah, because it does change the clock. Currently we're dealing 5. With the Solitude we'll be dealing 8, which is a 3-turn clock. And like we have so many backups as well, which is really nice.
Yes. We have nothing but removal, so I'm down to just keep adding to the board here. They can't Pyroblast the Solitude, thankfully. So we don't need to port them off red. Attack all. Easy. Find an endurance yet? Oh,
it's
yeah,
fine.
sure. I think we're just going to run back the previous turn here.
Yeah, you can kind of...
Maybe we...
You go.
There's a chance that maybe we wanted to like cast Skyclave as our addition to the board and port them, because Solitude is nice to like keep the one Solitude in hand to interact with an endurance in the combat step.
Yeah, it's a great
Otherwise,
point.
We can't attack as freely.
Yeah, okay. I think I might just pivot a little bit then and just port them here.
Yeah. This is for our second Yorion.
Well, they're just going to use the mana now.
Really they're just going to play. All right, deal. I don't think that... Maybe this is like Endurance plus Hardcast Force then that they're holding up?
Exactly. Yeah, I think that is.
I wonder if we want to like port into Skyclave or something. Although we'd have to do that in our upkeep here or draw step. But...
Yeah. Field is pretty nice. Sorry, yeah, I should have put a stop on.
I think I'm kind of just fine to just cast a Skyclave into the Force, though, and then cast a second Skyclave.
Yeah, nice. But I want to do it like...
Tap like that.
This.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, the port does not matter. This definitely feels like... That Endurance is like so weird to cast unless your last card is exactly Force of Will.
Yeah.
Yep. This is all fine. Skyclave into Skyclave, attack again, and now we just could like do the holding up Solitude thing for future turns.
Yeah, because obviously playing Skyclave, if they then remove the Skyclave to get a 3/3, we have an endurance for that. We have the Solitude for that anyway, so it's not like we have to Judgment here.
Yeah, done to hold on to the Council's Judgment.
Yeah.
What's up, Spider Space? How's it going?
Hey, Gabe. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Have you been playing much more Legacy Hammer, or focusing on modern and other formats? I know Crusherbot has been, well, literally crushing it with Legacy Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
He plays a 4 mana Tide in the sideboard. Pretty sweet.
Alright, yeah, that's nothing. I guess they can start wastelanding us, but that'll take a long time. Wasteland the Caracas here.
Yep. Sure. So the last card is... Yeah.
The last card is a fetch land. Hit them. Player land, say go. They're pretty dead unless they have, Supreme Verdict. You can port them technically, but...
I guess they could loam if they want to hit Field of the Dead, but...
Field of the Dead's not going to do it at this point. They're at 5 life.
Nice.
We got Bean in here too. Choo-choo Bean.
Very cool.
Eclectic is a very good word to describe some of those deck building decisions. Absolutely. Some people just want to put Mana Tithe in their sideboard, and you can't really stop them.
Sweet Hand. This is like a classic, like 60 card D&T hand.
Yes.
But we also have...
Basic Swamp's up to no good. Don't want to play against almost any of the Basic Swamp Thoughtseize hands. Yeah, Lackey 90% sure the opponent's Reanimator. Well, They'll probably take this Spirit of the Labyrinth then. No, Vial, sure. Well, lead on Caracas just in case it somehow matters against the Grizzlebrand, but not super happy if we're just gonna get turn 2 giant threat.
Yeah, I assume we just go with the Krakus. My only thought is if this is like a dead guy or like smallpox deck, like Wasteland is kind of rough.
Wasteland you, then it's fine. They're just spending their whole turn wastelanding you. I think I'd hedge for Reanimator given Thoughtseize Go. Could technically be like Pox or something, but if they just cast a Smallpox or whatever, it's still not.
That's true. Yeah,
I'd rather lose a Caracas than a Plains. If they just like Wasteland Go, it's maybe worst case. Whoa.
Yeah.
Not Reanimator, but also not Pox. I don't really know what Flooded Strand means.
Yeah, I guess Flooded Strand could be like a blue fetch land in like Dead Guy. but
then it doesn't fetch your basic Swan.
Ooh.
Well,
I think
that's probably a better cast than... It might be a worse cast given that we can protect the Thalia the next turn with Caracas, and we can't do that with Spirit. And the Thalia still dies like a plow here on 2 mana.
Mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that. It's also just keeping unknown information, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, they know about the Spirit and stuff.
Hey, Strass. Thanks for the follow. And the raid. Cool games before. You had a lot of mana, though. We were trying to figure out what you had in hand. Because you had a lot of mana and you had like 5 cards in hand, and it was obviously just a lot more either mana or reactive spells for stuff that we didn't have in play. Which is tough. Usually it's a lot closer. Esper. Okay.
Snap sees us, huh? Well, we have a bunch of good cards in hand at least.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Twitter was going off today, Spider. It was crazy. Only on Twitter can I say, wow, it's a bummer that I have to pay for this event when a bunch of other people didn't, and then people get mad at me. Thoughtseiz's the Thalia. I guess that makes sense with the Caracas. A little bit hard for them to answer, but I mean, we just have a little bit of value generation here. Recruiter.
Yeah.
Something.
Not too sure
just
what.
Like good old fashioned Esper, I guess. I don't really know what. Well, I was gonna say Stoneforge Mystic, but now probably not. I don't even know what to like try to play around. Maybe like we don't really have any other 2-drops that we'd want to. Maybe just a second Stoneforge. Is that weird? I like to be able to double spell next turn, and the second spell being GTA is not super thrilling.
Yeah, I like that. Like unless they run like Medic Opposition Agent or something. Like
yeah, you could maybe get like a Spirit or a Thalia, but I just like straight up don't know how effective those are against our opponent's deck. They presumably are just like an Esper deck with just like cantrips and removal spells and stuff. So presumably Spirit or Thalia are still like decent.
Yeah, I don't mind Spirit, seeing that they're a blue deck that hasn't cast a Brainstorm or Ponder yet. Also just nice to get a creature that doesn't rely on the Recruiter to get value, like a Flicker Wisp.
Yes. I guess we could have maybe got Charming Prince there, actually. That would have been like a decent spot for Charming Prince.
Sadly, we're running the... Oh, are we running it? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I think we put one in.
Are we? Yeah, we are. Yeah. Are we? Just double check.
I kind of forgot until just now, but yeah, I think we are. Yeah, it's on the right there.
Yes, yeah, we are.
That would have been a decent spot to recruit a Charming Prince. Force a removal spell on the Recruiter, and then like cast Stoneforge after that. Versus like they can cast their Brainstorms into our Spirit and whatnot.
What is Thalia but a chalice that dies to bolt? That sounds like if Shakespeare played Magic. Oof.
Thoughtseize. Yeah, now I'd really like a Charming Prince in hand. Then just take the Stoneforge from her. Not great. I wonder if this is just like an equip attack GTA turn. Like not great, but clears up the Snapcaster Mage. Maybe just caster
mind
spells.
it.
We'll see what we draw. Not really a card. Maybe we just play Spirit, play GTA, say go. But like none of our cards really attack into the Snapcaster Mage if they just stop attacking.
Yeah.
It's like kind of annoying. But if we draw a land, we can like Solitude it. Kind of fine.
they're also at 13. So these thought teasers do add up. It's been what,
Yeah,
3 thought teasers?
Yeah, Thoughtseize 3 times, so.
Okay.
Oh, well, good thing we didn't equip attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just like pretty favored in these like 1-for-1 grind fests. We still have a Yorion in our back pocket.
Yeah, also like a land of the top is probably one of our best draws. Like the worst draw is probably just Vile. But
Yes,
land allowing us to
land's really good for
Solitude
us. Most of the non-lands are also good for us. Yeah, the deck's very short on bad top decks right now. They just keep attacking into this GTA. All right, I think I'm down to just force the action, equip attack, add Yorion to hand. The continued attacks make me think that they have a removal spell for this recruiter or something, but we gotta like get through it eventually. I don't think I'm keen on just like casting Solitude this turn. I like having Yorion in my hand to have options on the following turn. Yeah, there we go. Just snap plow. Deal. Still feel like pretty ahead here. We're at, a very sizable life total still. We put Yorion in our hand. We have 2 very good 5-drops. Can Solitude a Snapcaster Mage, provide threat with GTA Equip or Yori on it.
I wonder if they're into direct deck. I hope not. But they do get a second black source there.
Well, yeah, don't F6 just in case. If they hit us, we can at least kill.
That's true. Yeah. That game 2 Pyroblast was just like peak legacy right now.
Jesus.
They chose to shuffle off the ponder, which is nice.
Yeah. Question is if we want to sorcery speed the Solitude or not. Could, like, if we instant speed it could be bad until like land drop.
Ooh.
Oh, they're just cycling this off one mine. Oh no, it's still draw 2, just cost 3. That's how that card works, right?
Yes.
Divination?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not a draw 2 if you control a human, non-human.
The question here is, if we draw a land, would you rather just play Yorion with Caracas up, or would you rather hold up Solitude? I think he would just hold up Solitude.
I think Solitude, yeah. So with Of One Mind, I think I'm definitely happy to hold off on Solituding, because now I'm suddenly Mentors on my radar.
Yeah. Nice.
If they have like hardcast Force, it's kind of a punish, but it's also like pretty telegraphed because we have 2 ports and didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So, like maybe we'll have to Solitude there. I think I would just cast this as soon as if they like put any spell in the stack before they can like play a land drop.
Unless it's a 2-drop or more. Actually, maybe here, just in case they draw into like Force Blue card.
Yes, I think here I would cast Solitude.
Like we can't play around Sudden Edict. There's no sorcery speed spell that I'm really worried about.
Yeah, they also tapped really weirdly if they want removal. Maybe they do have him in their deck. Like if they draw like Cloud here, like, not a lot of black removal that can kill the Solitude here.
Yeah.
So if they don't hit a land, I think I might equip attack over playing Yorion. Well, if we draw a land, maybe Yorion's just better anyway. I kind of like the GTA counter. Oh, well, we're not casting Yorion anymore. So many Thoughtseize is a deal. We're just gonna beat the crap out of them instead.
White source?
Maybe they have 3rd plow?
Yeah, I think here I might set a stop to see what we draw, and then see if we want to port.
We might port Scrubland, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of horrible news for us if they have plow. Yeah. How hard do we want to go on their mana? Just play alone. I mean, we're still at parity. We're up a lot on life. We have plenty of time. We could like Wasteland port if we want. We can't really cut them off colors until we get the 2nd port online, but
yeah.
Still
I mean, like they have a 9-turn clock, so we're not looking too bad.
Decking pretty severely.
We also get the 6, which is nice. especially with a co-streamer.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, could have taken them off blue. Interesting. Yeah, I guess because the double white, that's probably
Super
correct
red,
to
yeah.
go for that.
Yeah. Well, now we can't really take them off of any color, presumably, but
Is there any reason to keep it in hand?
Not really. I'd cast it.
Yeah. Draw step. I'm gonna take this off.
Oh yeah, I hate draw step stops. I put them on for situations like that, but then none. Always take them off after. But yeah, I think I'm down to cut double white or double blue. I mean, to take them off of. People are talking about like Jace, stuff like that. Narset maybe.
No float either.
Yeah, they do still have like single blue access off this polluted delta, but I think in terms of cutting them off of double colors, like if we ported double planes, they could still like fetch cast mentor. Can we just draw like a good card here? That'd be pretty nice. I'll accept most cards.
Okay.
That's a decent one, yeah. Double port, see if they want to cast a cantrip to trigger their mentor.
Yeah.
We might need to end up killing the spirit to get GT counters, but
yeah, I assume because we kind of want to see them cast a cantrip, we just go off to white here to turn off swords.
Might actually be kind of interesting, huh? Incentivize them to try to fire off a brainstorm or something.
Yeah.
Or like a Jace. Yeah, we kind of just have to take this. It's a bummer if they have exactly like what, fourth Swords to Plowshares, maybe third Swords to Plowshares. I think if they don't do anything, we just file in Spirit Equip attack and hope for the best.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it, opponent. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay.
We'll just draw another good card and then we'll be set. Draw like Kerwisp, Cruder.
Mom's not too bad.
Yeah, not the best card, not the worst card. So we kind of just have to equip attack and then probably eat shit to something.
Oh my gosh.
What even is it? So it's a white spell? What, fourth Plow? I think they snapped one. Yes. Alright, I would play Mom and equip with the GT.
Yeah.
Because we kind of just need to block at this point. Prismatic ending, of course. Yeah, now I think we're dead. So we could maybe draw Solitude or Sky. I guess Solitude, Skyclave, Recruiter are all keep us maybe alive.
So I guess we just keep these at 2 and 3.
Yeah, we're not going up to 5. Yorion's already gone. It's like 3 Solitudes in the deck or something. Like this turn is critical, so we don't want it on 4.
Batterskull?
Batters, yeah, I think that might keep us alive. The last card doesn't like force a will. Of course, given how this game is going, their last card is definitely force a will.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Last card's probably just like a land or something. Have a chance if they miss here.
Ooh. Okay. What are your thoughts here now with Jide on Stoneforge?
The real thing is that we have to do the dance of like GT counters versus Monastery Mentor in general. So let's draw a good card first.
Okay, well that's definitely sing in our hand. Yeah, because they're not like a damage-based deck, I assume we just try to create 2 threats.
It is a I guess we could always pick up the Batter Skull if they like cast a spell and like block and kill all our creatures or something. Then
yeah, to be fair, we were hellbent last turn, and they didn't remove this to attack in for lethal, so I assume they don't have removal. So I think we can probably put the Jide on the Germ in that case.
Yeah, I think if they had Plow, then we just lose the game. So
yeah.
So I think I'm down to just equip a Batter Skull attack. The question is, if this connects, what do we do about this Monastery Mentor?
I think we wait on it, especially if they didn't.
The answer would just be, I think I agree. The answer would just be nothing.
Yeah.
If they cast a spell, then maybe we go for it. Even then, maybe not. Unless it's like a cantrip, but we really don't want them to pop off.
Is there any reason to hold up Return Batterskull here, or is porting like...
I think porting's just going to be a lot better in general. Especially because we can't pick up Batterskull and put it back into play. If we had 5 mana here,
I think I should have actually played the other planes.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Playing the land important for porting a second
time,
but
because of the second port, but I just did that was a bit of a brain fart. I was keeping it as like an unknown because of the 2 vials, but
still want to port them once at least.
Wait, second black?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Cutting off 1 man is probably not a huge deal, but yes. So I think there are pretty few cards I would pull the trigger on GTA. Yeah, that's not one of them. Especially because this means we probably want to ping the Strix and attack again. Man, if only we had a second port to cut black that turn, huh?
Sorry, John. I let you down. I let you down so much.
It's all good. With 3 counters, I'm much more comfortable killing this Monastery Mentor on the following turn anyway.
Alright. So both no's. I'm actually just going to go always no, always no.
Yeah. It's a world where we draw Solitude or something, but unlikely. I mean, we can always undo that.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Alright. Yeah, attacking their mana is definitely reasonable here. So ping, Strix, attack again.
And then take them off white next turn? I guess taking them off, yeah.
Could just fully cut white, huh? Will be kind of interesting. If that's the case, then I want to...
They also have to block here. Because we could just buff.
They are just dead if they don't block. Alright, yeah, that block's definitely a show of weakness here. So I'm definitely down for Wastelanding Tundra, and then pinging the Mentor down. Taking them off of white permanently is really interesting for like, because now they're down on plows. All the plows with just prismatic ending. So yeah, I think I'm pinging the Mentor now, just killing it. They have to have... They don't have white instants anymore. They're down all 4 of their Source of Plowshares. They just like can't cast anything here.
Yeah, that's a great point.
This Mentor is just dead.
Nice.
Maybe we can just cut... Yeah, we just cut white, I think. We could potentially cut blue, but I think they're just going to lose this game to this...
Yeah, blue's pretty interesting. Because, like, what are we... I guess we're kind of scared of a prismatic ending, I guess. It's probably the one card that...
wouldn't be the end of the world, though. At this stage, we've gained enough life with, like, the Batterskull connections and stuff, but I don't really know what they're drawing to at this point anyway. If they're casting cantrips, what are they even going to find?
Yeah, resilience, like... Definitely not easy. But you can't, like, come on. Like, you've already drawn into the 4 swords. Like, you can't draw into gas and then draw into nothing and be like, oh, I drew nothing. Come on now.
We were top decking us pretty hard in the mid-game there. We drew the Stoneforge to stabilize. Alright, sideboard, very little for this matchup. Probably just bring in Council's Judgments and call it a day.
Yeah, nice. Like, Cathar Commando?
Yeah. Commando's not very good. Probably. They did show us a lot of Snapcaster mages, like Sashes. Decent. Maybe just cut Prelate. Cut Prelate a lot.
Yeah. Like Prevalent 1 seems cool, but then you think of like, oh, they might have like Sudden Edict, or they might obviously have Prismatic Ending, which gets around it to Fairy Bounce, Jace Bounce. I would assume some number of Plague Engineer in the 75, but...
Oh yeah, Plague Engineers in the sideboard makes some sense.
I do love as well, just like the draw next card, draw next card, draw next card. Just
where are my spells? I could have won with this Monastery Mentor. Just like they were already down 4 plows. Like,
I think that also just gives us like a little bit of an edge in game too, because I can definitely put you off. Not a big fan of a one-lander.
Almost. Yeah, definitely ship this. They're not super. Yeah, this fan's
nice.
Much better.
Yeah,
Put
probably
the second port.
Yeah. As much as I love that card, John. Right.
Yeah, basically never bringing in Peacekeeper in any matchup where the opponent will have a lot of removal. It's just not what the match is about. Peacekeeper is for the creature-based combo matchups, and that's almost exclusively it.
No shuffle on the Ponder.
People get baited into boarding in Peacekeeper a lot when it's bad. One of my biggest regrets is putting that in the sideboard and then like watching new D&T players board in against like Delver because they're like, I can't beat this Murktide region if it attacks, so I'll board in Peacekeeper to stop it from attacking.
No road. Okay.
Not
too bad.
Fine. We can Stoneforge for... Do we want a Cauldron check here?
I don't mind that. We also just have like a lot of lands, especially if we draw another land here. Okay, well that's pretty good as well.
Probably going to Skyblade this null rod, but yeah.
Yeah, the question is second planes or port?
We're probably casting Skylight next turn, so it doesn't really matter. But second plane's a little bit better if they have Wasteland in their deck. I think I'm just, Mystic, Culture check. I feel like there's... Like, none of these other equipments are very interesting is my issue with, like, getting anything else here. Just, I don't think the Stoneforge has a very high likelihood of living, but it's also just like, what else are we gonna get? Like maybe Batter Skull's a little bit better because it's more castable. But yeah, I was pretty low confidence that we're gonna have the Stoneforge, but I was not super interested in getting any of the other equipment at all. So kind of whatever. I'll draw another Stoneforge here. It's fine. Dang, unlucky. So now we want to play port because there's a likelihood that we can port plus Wasteland to the following turn and just kind of work off this vial.
Yeah, nice.
Dress down?
Yeah, maybe dress down. It's the only thing I can think of if they fetched first. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Still get our thing in play. We got second Skyclave. This Norod's not even like that concerning to begin with. Like we have plenty of lands. We don't need this vial.
Yeah.
Obviously, they get to cycle the dress down. It's kind of okay, but
you might look at their mana base as well and say that, hey, Wasteland isn't great here. It is now because of the Tundra, but like getting basics as well only just turns on.
All right, well, so much for that plan. Well, now we just Skyclave the. We could, I guess, technically we could Skyclave the back to basics on, but I think we just want to Skyclave the Null Rod and work off the vial. We have 3 basics plus a vial that's probably going up to 5. It's good enough. Technically, probably want to do attack first.
Sorry, yeah.
Because if there's a possibility that they have plow here, but I think I'm fine with that exchange. It's not great, but they want to plow. They're down their Tundra as well.
Yeah, actually, the 3 planes here are nice because it also means we can get a Yorion in hand.
Yes. There's a chance that this gets scary if we like tick up to 4 and they have Prismatic Ending for the vial. But even then, we're still like okay on board right now. Oh.
Ooh, old school disenchant.
Yeah. Really giving us the business.
So they might like dress down response. Yeah. That's not too bad. Recruiter for Wisp is kind of cool for the back to basics.
Yeah, good Wisp Skyclave on back to basics.
What's the role of Wasteland right now?
Not being tapped yet. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not interested in wastelanding this Tundra.
Yeah.
I'm interested in maybe using it to cast a spell at some point.
Yeah.
So
Does that mean you're
we'll
not
play it out.
in a world where you want to attack?
I think I'm still attacking. They didn't have plow last turn.
Yeah.
Or at least they weren't willing to tap the Tundra into plow last turn, and I don't think that's changed for this turn.
Yeah, because they also missed a land drop.
We just tap all our planes to recruit. Do we just recruit third Skyclave instead of Wisp?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't mind that. Because then it means we don't have to rely on the Wisp also hitting another creature. Takes them off the draw of removal.
Wisp plays the board a little bit better, plays worse into removal, but we put them on no removal already.
I know it's here somewhere.
Maybe we just want Wisp. I like Wisp in play more than I like a third Skyclave. I don't like having too many Skyclaves in play versus like potential like post board Wraths and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think I'd go for Wisp. Wisp also just gives us more options if they do something else. If they have something else threatening, it just leaves us a little bit more flexible. We could eventually even just like ignore the back to basics, cast Wisp, target recruiter, keep attacking, and just keep operating off of all of our planes. So now that we have a bunch of mana, we have to be much more wary about Snapcaster Mage in terms of us attacking.
Snap Sword. So I think you would just flicker with Skyclave and see what happens.
Yes, I think so.
Also nice to have a Skyclave in play that doesn't give them a token.
Yes.
Oh, wow. I guess they could dress down again, but they'll probably dress down in response to the Wisp.
Yeah. All right,
now I guess we kind of get a free attack?
Yeah, I just checked with the Skyclave here, yeah. I don't think they have anything, but I don't think it's worth the 1 extra damage, because if they do have like a plow and they're just... Yeah, they just didn't... Alright, sure, whatever.
That's
so bizarre. They didn't plow the Skyclave that we targeted, sure.
Okay.
They plowed the Wisp?
Yeah, that's...
confused. What's happening? Alright, sure, yeah. We'll take this back to basics out, deal.
Does that mean you are more likely to wasteland the Tundra now?
I kind of want 5 mana.
Yeah, for the Solitude? Yeah.
I'm very likely to just, like, Solitude this thing and attack. We have, like... I like having our mana in play a lot. We're a couple lands away from Kaldra. We'll pick up Yorion at some point, too. We could Yorion plus Thalia next turn, potentially, or Solitude. Leave our options open. Are we getting Supreme Verdicted? What is this attack?
I guess if it is Supreme Verdict, we could potentially Wasteland Tundra again, but...
And then we have, like... If they just Supreme Verdict us, it's just whatever. Deal.
We get a 3/3, then we have the Solitude for the 3/3.
Yeah, we just untap and Solitude. I'm not even Solitude then. What is this attack? They just have second Snapcaster, but the second Snapcaster doesn't do anything. It just blocks the Skyclave. I think I'm just attacking with Skyclave and seeing what happens. Adjusting from there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, not worth the recruiter attack, I don't think. This is so weird if they just like want to Snapcaster as Ambush Viper.
So,
I guess, sure.
Like, maybe they were wanting to attack, so we would attack with the recruiter and the Skyclave and try to get to a stage where they could...
But it's just like they could just save the plow and not attack, right? Like, they're not beating us on damage, but now they've burned a plow on a card that they might not have needed the plow on. Yeah. Now I'm interested in just Thalia plus pick up Yorion.
Okay, over double port?
Yeah, I'm not super interested in attacking their mana, I don't think. I guess maybe. They're, like, pretty weak. Port a bunch, cut them off of white or blue. Plus Thalia. Okay, yeah, maybe you've talked me into it. We don't need to.
Thanks, John.
The issue with my like leaning on these ports is that eventually we are going to need to cast some of these expensive spells in our hand. You want to port them before they get the main phase at least. I think I want to cut all the white mana more than the blue mana. If they like spend 2 mana on a cantrip, yeah, this is the issue. Is now if they have plow, we look kind of dumb, not porting an upkeep.
Oh, they are going to use it. Okay.
Oh, they'll just cast a deal.
Zealous?
Ooh, wow, they got you.
Come on now. Got us good, John, not just me.
Well, they got you good if they top decked that. If it wasn't already in their hand and you, if they drew it and you ported them on draw sub instead of upkeep, then you look foolish.
This is
yeah,
my
suddenly it's 2015. Disenchant Zealous Persecution. They even get to pump their 2 creatures, hit us for 7, get us below our starting life total. I'll just draw a land 7 for Cauldron. Everything's fine.
Nice.
Easy.
I have 3 cards left.
I'm down to just slam thing, hit them hard. They obviously could have ending, but we're pretty ahead here. We still have Solitude left as backup. Yeah. Text makes sense because blocks are obviously really bad against Cauldron. They could also have removal still. Nope. Alright, hit him again.
Still on 4 land, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to just attack their mana now that we have Cauldron in play too. Just like Wasteland double port. Just like stop letting them cast things. Oh yeah, if this doesn't get plowed, then yeah, we're just Wastelanding Tundra. We're porting them down to a basic swamp and putting this Vial in play. That's it. They're just super dead. Vial double port on the island and the plains and just kill them. Nice. Deal.
No float.
Yeah, we know we know that they don't have ending because they didn't cast it last turn. We know that they don't have another land because they haven't played a land in a couple of turns, so they can't draw the ending and the land.
Yeah, that's very true. Looking pretty good.
They're gonna have to like stack block this Cauldron and lose a bunch of their board state. Deal.
Okay.
You got it.
They got a 1? Yeah. That's other full fetches as well.
Yes. They have to block with the 3/3. Yeah, they're just dead.
Okay.
We did it.
Nice.
Nice thoughts.
Damn Nettle Elves. Come on now.
Yeah.
Look.
Playing with Nettle Elves and Esper Stone, or not, I guess not Stoneblade, but Esper with Zealous Persecution and Disenchant. It is like a league from 2015.
Yeah, Zealous is cool. I'll get around Zealous.
I do respect the Zealous Persecution. Zealous Persecution is a sweet card. I do miss that card being playable.
Yeah. Pretty cool hand. Turn 1 Mum,
Yep.
turn 2 Port, turn 3 Recruiter.
Yeah, Punishing Mav also very 2015, but it is a very 2022 version of Punishing Mav, at least. Oh, lands? Maybe depths?
Maze. Yeah,
Nope,
okay.
Land. Definitely a
Reclaimer.
matchup.
Okay.
Oh.
Stage, sure.
Right.
Shadow Spear. Okay, so it's gonna be a Saga build. Let's see what we draw into. Yeah.
You're down to how many cards?
Ooh, that's a great pickup.
Oh, that was a good draw. Deal. All right, I was debating on whether or not we wanted to like pitch this Mom to the Solitude and recruit up a Sacred Prelate, but we can just draw Plow. Fine.
We had some really nice turn 1 draws. Like we've had a sword when we needed it. We've had a vial.
The vial, yeah. Yeah, I don't think any like the depth decks are going to be playing Maze, so I would definitely assume.
I play Maze, John. I play Maze.
It's
But
sometimes Green White plays it, but I don't think Green. But we don't know that they have Saga, and Green White usually doesn't play Saga. So
There we go. Nice.
they're a Saga Maze of Ith deck, which means I think it's almost certainly just lands.
Yeah. The crop here makes me think they're going to get green source into Loam.
I thought they were going to 2020s, but I guess they're mana off that. That's fine. We can port that and then field it if we need to.
Interesting.
Pretty aggressive crop rotation. What is
do they have a play? Oh, they're going to copy.
This is their
okay. I was going to say what they could have done is had a draw step stop so that if they do want to crop, they could crop into Saga in their draw step, and then main phase 2 they get a second trigger to get a token straight away, which is kind of cool.
This is definitely a little scarier if they're just going all in on the make a basic land that makes Saga constructs.
That makes me just want to port this one this turn, and then the next turn we can field it.
Potentially. Obviously, if they just sit there with a bunch of mana up, we can't field it because they could like turn it into a basic. But I guess then the non-Saga, the Saga one. Yes, but yeah, my most important plan is getting this Thespian stage Saga off the table, but before it becomes a basic that can make constructs. We can beat a construct from this Saga. We can't beat this Thespian stage if it's a basic planes, but it depends on how this turn plays out.
All right.
Yeah, we port the one that can tap here. Maybe we just have to take. Maybe we are supposed to port the stage here, except the one construct, just so that the stage is tapped, so we can 100% field it next turn. If they just like play lanes they go here, then we're in a bad spot, right?
Yeah, that's true. They miss a lane drop.
Oh, they just miss a land, and that's just great for us. They do get one.
Oh, they have a Mox. Okay. Crop.
Because now if we try to field it, then they can copy.
Yeah, so I guess my line is field this, get a basic play mum us. I guess the real question is, is it retrofit a foundry that we're scared of if they have that? Like, otherwise...
I'm not really scared of anything off of the Saga itself. They'll probably just get, like, Pirate Spellbomb or something. I'm scared of this Saga becoming an unbeatable construct engine, but we can just, like, recruit her for, like, a Wisp or something to turn it off.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, they get, like, a map for a second Saga, so that'd be pretty scary. Yeah, I'm down for shooting this first Saga so they can... to slow them down and then just, like, putting a Mom into play or something.
Cool. Okay. Field's basic coming in untapped feels really good.
Yeah. Notably, this is one of the spots where I would like a Ghost Quarter more, though. Just the how expensive a Field of Ruin is to activate. It would be nice to have like a Ghost Quarter to try to break up.
Yeah.
Some of the strongest stuff going on.
To be fair, like we do have the Flicker Wisp line, which is nice, but we also just gave our opponent the forest to copy if they really wanted it. But this is fine.
So presumably they will make a token and then copy a basic.
Oh. They're just going to do that now. Okay.
All right. I guess they can do it in the opposite order, sure. So we just recruit Flicker Wisp and they get like one construct and we're fine.
But John, we could also draw Flicker Wisp. Ah, that would have been cool. Yeah. Hey, Carador, Tooth Kind. Thank you very much for the sub.
How do you feel about attacking?
I like it because, like, Pirate Spellbomb we can't save ourselves from anyway.
It's, like, kind of bad against exactly Punishing Fire, but also if they Punishing Fire, they're not making a construct, so I'm kind of just fine with that. They can't, like, Punishing Fire, I think, relevant. I'll stop attacking next turn when we have, like, a Flicker Wisp in play. Something better, but... Yeah, they like, very aggressively went for this, like, basic that makes constructs line, but Decktech can break this up.
Just quite nice.
So, yeah, definitely maybe they didn't want to go so hard on this plan.
Well, they fund on the stage.
Well, that doesn't do anything, right? Because they don't get to copy the ability.
True.
If they like stage their planes, I think it's just a planes, or it might be like a stage. I don't really know how copy effects work on copied Thespian stage. I think it copies the actual card it's looking at, right? So I think if you Thespian stage target that planes right now, it would be a stage, but I'm not an expert. Okay. Whatever, just target it with Flicker Wisp. Make it the opponent.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
And we'll just plow this construct, attack with the recruiter.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure how stage works with copying. They're just gonna make a dude. Okay, that's fine.
I'm like 90% sure it would copy into a thespian stage. Yeah, make sure to cast the sword splashers before blocks.
Yeah. They gain 2. And then like Stoneforge with Culture is just really nice here.
Yep.
We're also top decking.
Yeah. We have Solitude, so like if they do just find like depths or something, we're still in business to beat that.
Excellent. Ooh.
So now's the point where I would stop attacking with Mother of Runes because we have real cards to protect, like Stoneforge Mystic.
I guess Sash is also interesting, but
Sash could be. I think I just want to get them dead, but yeah, Sash is maybe reasonable versus like because Loam is a kind of scary card that they could potentially draw. But I think I do like just deading them.
This is probably also a card we can just play.
Yeah, play it, pick up Yorion.
Yes.
Let's just conserve the second Solitude if they have like crop rotation.
Nice, John. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sash is definitely on the cards.
We could potentially like just Yorion on our board at some point. Get a bunch of stuff. Get Sash and play it immediately. Yeah, maybe I'm scared. Maybe we should respect like top decks Loam and to like pick up this Saga.
Yeah, or even like Maze, copy Maze, because does Maze stop Caldra as well? It's not like
yeah.
It's not like Questing Beast.
Yeah, maybe we should have respected Loam a little bit more.
What are you doing? Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I guess we do have Yorion to.
Yeah, we can Yorion
look at some
our
stuff
board instead of Cauldron. Maze, Saga, Crocus. They play Maze's turn. Deal. So now, yeah, I'm just Yorioning our whole board here. I don't.
Yeah, so I
think
guess
I
we
would
attack
play
with
port because I don't want to expose the port to a wasteland if I don't have to. Yeah, attack with
3.
Yeah. We're gonna get Sash. We're gonna get Prelate, and then Wisp something. Maybe Wisp the Yorion. Do it all again. Maybe Wisp Recruiter. Go get Commando for the Saga. Maybe just we Wisp Yorion and keep going.
How does this work? I've always actually wondered. Do you click on what comes last? Like if you go Flicker Wisp Recruit.
You click on what you put on the stack first. Whatever you click on first is going to resolve last.
Okay, so I guess we want
so it doesn't really matter in this
to go last, Recruiter, and then Stoneforge.
So what are you Flicker Wisping? Because you clicked on Flicker Wisp, and now you have to target with the Flicker Wisp.
Yeah. Recruiter.
Wisp the Recruiter. Yeah, probably fine. Maybe it's we can just get another Wisp maybe, and like potentially reactivate the Yorion if we wanted to do it that way.
Yeah.
And then you gotta click on the other triggers now. And stack them however you want. So this one I think just gets Prelate to turn off the Loam.
Nice.
Stoneforge will I guess Sash also kind of turns off the Loam, so maybe that was whatever.
I mean it turns off Punishing Fire as well, which is pretty cool.
That's true, yeah. Let's start setting up the hard lock. I don't think especially with an exploration in play, I think it's just gonna be too slow for them to try to get like a weird like Saga game plan online.
Interesting they didn't use the port there to copy anything. They had double mocks open.
Yeah. Maybe they want their stages to tap for mana potentially. Alright, that's fine. They can buy a lot of time with that, but we can obviously like kill a Merit Lage pretty easy, and it takes them a long time to rebuild.
Mm.
So this just gets another Wisp.
Where you at?
We have, 9,000 cards in hand. Good pitch card for the Solitude. Attack all minus Mother of Runes. Play Prelate on 2, plus play Wisp on Yorion, maybe? And obviously, we're going to just have the Solitude. We're going to Solitude to 2020 as soon as they make it.
Okay, cool. That's the plan.
Oh yeah, I guess we could. Maybe we wanted to put in Cauldron over or do anything else with this mana. If that's the case. Sure.
I think are we just going to hold up Sash Eat?
I don't think the Sash Eat matters a lot, but it does just make a big thing. So I think at this point maybe that's fine. I think we're just trying to take game actions to kill them at this point. Put this on 2. We need to get them dead. They're going to be at 32 life here. They're going to have Saga plus stages, but I think we're just going to make a bunch of gigantic creatures. It's not really going to matter that much. Yeah, especially because they're just going to send themselves back to the Stone Age, trying to 2020 us here.
Yeah, pretty happy just to do this now.
Yep, pitch the Spirit.
There's probably no reason to eat the loam here, because they can't cast it.
Anything. Yeah. We're just going to put in the Sash and eat permanents from their graveyard at some point here. Eat a thing. Untap, put in Cauldra, smash for a lot.
Yeah, because I guess we tap down the maze first and then.
Yeah, I guess we could. I'm not doing the math on how quickly this is going to kill them, but it's probably very. We can attack with the Mom too because they can't produce anything.
Yeah. Okay.
We did it.
There we go.
Played the last couple turns a little bit loose,
yeah.
but I think it mostly didn't matter at that stage.
Yeah, especially getting the Cauldra with the Stoneforge, the turn that they drew into Loam. But I like the Graveyard Hate, obviously, and then I don't mind the Council's Judgments, mainly for enchantments.
Yes, I agree with all
that. And then it's probably some number of Spirit and Thalia.
Thalias. They also feel like Reclaimer notably, so removal gets a little bit better.
Maybe one.
I think I'd really even a Spirit before Thalia, but it's kind of whatever.
Yeah, I guess because they do have Caracas, and Spirit is the extra damage.
Yeah, most of these lists aren't really on Sylvan Library anymore, so the draw doesn't really matter. And Spirit can sometimes get tagged by a second target of a Force of Vicar, so it's I don't like Spirit in my deck in this matchup either, but it's kind of fine either way.
Whenever I see this player's username, all I can think of is so this is a Wendy's restaurant.
Oh, it sounds gas. Let's go.
Yeah.
A little bit less gas if they cast a Force of Vigor on us on turn 2, but them's the breaks. This is also one of the games where we might not cast the Rest in Peace until there's a juicy hit in the yard, so we will see.
Yeah, I love that. Especially with our basics, it's not like they can Wasteland us off the ability to cast it.
They're mulliganing, which is nice.
When's the last time you played around with birds? A Squadron with Force of...
Squadron. I fired up a league with a Squadron Stompy when the new squad that's a 3-1 got printed.
Nice, yeah.
Whatever that card's called, I've already forgotten. Alright, well, that's a pretty good
nice
turn for them. Also, we don't really have a good response for it. We'll just have to let them have all their cool toys and hope that we can beat them. We're going to have 2 Constructs and probably needle our Aether Vials, which is semi-problematic.
Hmm. But they don't have another land? Surely.
Be nice. Presumably they're just going to attack and play land post combat, but maybe we just get really, really lucky. Oh, we did it! We got really lucky.
Is this Christmas? Is this what Christmas feels like? We draw swords. It's pretty good as well.
Yeah, I'll take that. God, what's in their hand? It's not lands. Would not be surprised to see a crop rotation here in response to the
seeing
Saga trigger. I'm just trying to figure out if we want to play this Rest in Peace. I think the answer is yes. We're going to be wanting to cast a 3-drop next turn. I'm probably going to want to Skyclave this Reclaimer, potentially even Skyclave this Mox Diamond if we want to cut mana, depending on what happens. But I think even if there's a Force of Vigor, like this, there's a likelihood that they can like just Pithing Needle this Aether Vial, so it's like not amazing for us.
Yeah, it's very true. And then also like turns off Loam, get back a land, play a land.
Because also they have 3 cards in hand. If one of them's Force of Vigor, like the others need to be like a green card still, which isn't the easiest thing for this deck to do.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think this is going to be Float Mana Crop Rotation. I guess they could even just reclaim it away, right? That's probably better. Like, even if they don't have crop rotation, they have to just, like, activate Reclaimer to just get a real land into play.
Yeah. Comes in tap. Maybe a fetch land?
Yeah, maybe just some sort of permanent mana source. And then they have Diamond plus, like, a tapped land plus, you know, like a Needle or something.
Yeah, interesting keep, because you really rely on drawing that second land.
Yeah, I think this hand's like kind of reasonable, especially on 6. Like, it's lands. They have a lot of like, if they hit on a mana producing land on that one turn, then I think we're like super far behind that game. So I think it's like reasonable to gamble on that as a 6 card hand specifically.
John, they don't play gamble, so.
Not anymore, at least. Are they not activating? Are they rotating?
Okay.
Yeah, rotating instead, sure. So kind of reasonable. They get more mana like this turn cycle specifically if they want to cast something here.
It could get like Shadow Spear equip. Probably they probably won't get Mox.
If they have a land, but if they have a land they'd like to play, probably.
Yeah.
I guess it's like Needle Map, maybe?
Needle, of course.
Yeah, they could get like Map and crack it just to like hit more land drops, but yeah, Needle on Vial is what I was kind of expecting. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was kind of fine with playing the Rip. Alright, so how do we feel about Skyclaving this Mox Diamond?
I feel pretty good about it.
How greedy are we? Like, I don't think these Reclaimers are doing that much. They're definitely not beating us down with this Recipe supply.
Oof. Ooh, does that make you want to go after the Needle?
Yeah, I kind of want to kill the Needle now.
Yeah.
It's like real. I think overall, I think the Mox Diamond might just be bait anyway. Like, we're so slow to kill them. The odds are that they're likely going to be able to like try to play a semblance of a game here in a couple of turns.
Yeah.
So I think this is probably the more respectable conservative line.
Rip just so good, and you don't see that often. Other than that's pretty tough from them. So we do get the.
We did it.
We did it. That was such like just a no. Like we did it. I don't know. But that's pretty sweet.
Done playing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty tough because like the Rip just turns all their threats into 1/2s, which the Skyclave can just keep off from attacking, and they probably know that something's coming with the Vial, knowing that we took out the Needle.
The Needle instead of the Diamond too. So yeah, we just Stoneforge up like a Cauldron there and just kind of end the game.
Yeah, but that was sweet. That was 4-1, which is nice.
Pretty clean 4-1. It was all like 2-0s, 0-2s. We had a lot of like pretty crushing games.
Yeah.
And then got crushed pretty bad by Nettle Elves, but that's kind of how it goes.
Yeah. Deck felt pretty good. I think the only card we didn't really use that much was Prelate. Like in the match where we used it against Lands, Lion Sash would have been pretty fun anyway.
Yeah, notably Prelate does line up decently against like Lands specifically, but yeah, the game one of results was definitely winnable if we were playing a little tighter, but that's fine.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, going back to that list that you were talking about before the stream, the extra Skyclave would have been pretty strong over the Prelate.
Like Skyclave in a lot of matchups lately. Prelate, yeah, like chat says, Prelate's the 80th card. I think it's reasonable for Prelate to be the 81st or 82nd card in a lot of lists. I definitely don't fault people that are trying to cut it. It does its job decently. It's always like a role player. It'll be okay across a decent like spread of matchups, but I think overall I'm happy to like experiment with other cards in the 80th slot.
Yeah, nice. Do you have any passing thoughts? Would you like to let people know where they can find you? Obviously, also shouting out Owl House, which is a TV show on Disney Plus.
I was gonna shout that one out first. You can find me watching the Owl House on Disney Plus. Everyone else should also watch it. But also, I have an article going up on minmaxblog.com soon. It's my second Moonstompy article. Eventually, that's going to get posted, but I know Min's been pretty busy this week, so I think it's supposed to get posted like tomorrow. But yeah, you can also find me on Twitter, where people yell at me a lot, at XJCloud. That's mostly where you can find me. Also, shoutouts again, the decklist that we were just alluding to. Shoutouts to Akaleth, twitch.tv/Akaleth, Akaleth. He usually streams Thursdays. Yeah, he's kind of taken the D&T streaming mantle since I've, for the most part, stopped streaming. So yeah, if you want more D&T content, definitely drop him a follow. I think those are most of the shoutouts. I'll post Akaleth's Twitch in the chat, though.
Nice. Well. Also had one quick question from Twitch chat. When do you put in Council's Judgment? What sort of matchups are you looking for the extra removal?
Just like all the time, basically. If your opponent has an online permanence, you are very likely to board in Council's Judgment.
Yeah.
It's just like a good, like, sideboard games will just always go like a little bit slower. It's a good catch-all removal spell. The control decks even will just have like a bunch of permanents, planeswalkers and stuff. Obviously versus creature matchups, it's a decent removal spell.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, I do follow Morning Mark Chyleth. They're great. Great Owl House comics.
Nice.
Yeah, there's Akaleth's channel.
Very cool. Well, John, a huge thank you for coming on. I think that takes our run to 9-1, which is pretty nice. Yes. And for those of you who are a fan of D&T, we do have Jason Murray, aka Lewinil, coming on next week at this exact time. So, look, maybe we can get the 5-0. Because
he's also
obviously
a pretty proficient depths player, so you guys have a lot in common, being the D&T / depths.
Yeah, he got 2 quick trophies with Minsk and Boo Nyadeps, which is cool to see.
I think he's 6'2" the RCQ. I know we were chatting a lot because we were both playing. Yeah,
that's awesome. Because it's obviously a really good deck, and if you have a pilot like Jason behind it, it's going to be pretty pretty powerful.
Yeah, definitely. You're just very good at Magic.
Yeah. Right, John, thank you very much. A huge thank you for coming on again, and
pleasure.
I will catch you soon. I'm going to send everyone over to Caleb Durwood's stream, but a huge thank you to new followers, the new subs. If you guys want to catch me on Twitter, you can find me here. If you want to sub to YouTube, you can find all my recordings there. Catch you next time. Enjoy your weekends.